How y'all doing? It's me, SB.
Dearly beloved.
It is another outstanding Monday. And y'all know what the day is. Y'all know today I'm going to be with my co-host, Black Man Unfiltered. He's getting something done, but he's going to be here in just a minute. So, we're gonna give him his time to get here. He's doing the Halloween stuff. He got those kids. He got to do that entertainment stuff. I understand. But guess what? He going to be up here in a little bit. But guess what? How y'all doing? It's Monday, Halloween.
Dearly beloved.
It's been a fairly good day, and I hope you all have enjoyed your day. I got some information, some stuff to share with y'all. Y'all know we're going to go around the world, and we also going to talk about what disqualifies her from being a wife. Listen, Clement Gray already in the chat time, but what if she already married? What can we do about them? Listen, we're going to have to fix them all, so we're going to work it out. We're going to work it out. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to bounce some ideas off each other and to see can we come up with a solution. How about that? So I ain't going to leave you out there by yourself. We're going to talk about it. How about that? But listen, before we get started, I want to say thank you to a lot of people. Those guys over there at TikTok. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have been like showing out. Y'all been doing an excellent job. Y'all, you know what? It's a whole different group over there. So why don't y'all, those of you who are on TikTok following me, if you are here in my live, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on all your alerts. So when I come live, you can definitely come on live with me because I would love to meet some of you all because y'all really do an outstanding job with that TikTok. Those of you over on Instagram, same for you all. Y'all do such a good job commenting, staying engaged. Y'all be bouncing off each other. I'm telling you. But again, if you're on Instagram, you follow me over there, make sure you tuning in to my YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribing and make sure you got those alerts on so you can make sure when I come live, you come with me. Yeah, that's what I need y'all to do. And I often forget to tell y'all that. But listen, I'm going to try to remember all the time. Also, those that are here that y'all been just sucking up all this good stuff that me and Black Man or me, myself, well, all of us been sharing with you all. Y'all make sure y'all share these videos. Because guess what? SB is well on her way to 5,000 subscribers. Yeah, in this case, y'all didn't know it. She's well on her way to 5,000 subscribers. But we ain't going to talk about it. We're going to go wait till we get all the way to 10 before we talk about it. Okay? So just bear there with me. But I got something to share with y'all. But I'm trying to wait for Black Man to get here. But how y'all doing? Let me say hello to a few of y'all before we waiting on Black Man. Black Man, what you say? You left me a comment over in the comment section. Hey, Lady Novoa, how are you? I'm glad to see you. I'm glad that you're here. SB, listen, Mr. Gray, I'm with you. What about the women that are married and are not qualified? How do we deal with that? We got to go back and relearn, reteach, bring up some things that maybe we didn't know, set some examples. We have to realign ourselves, but we're going to get into it because that's a real darn good question because guess what? Not only do we need to get people married, we need to stop them from getting divorced.
Dearly beloved.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. Dr. Steele, how you doing today? Good to see you. Sugar Bum, what's going on with you? Sugar Bum, I got something to share with you. I don't know if I saw you or not, but girl, you going to, oh, Lord, I wish I could see you. You're going to crack your side, but just hold that thought. I got something to share with you. I know I can just imagine. Lynn Love, hello, how are you? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. JT, what's up? What you doing? Great topic. JT, I got something to tell. Look, Black Man, if you don't hurry up, I'm going to blow up. I'm going to explode with all this excitement. Brian Jackson, how are you? Glad to be married, Brian. You ain't said nothing but a word. Thanos, hello. Blessings to SBs and Mr. Boss. Listen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for being here. If I miss somebody, y'all forgive me. Man is up. There you go. Hey there.
What's going on?
So tell me something. Was you the scarecrow? Cheeky. Wait a minute. Let me say hello. I think I skipped a couple people. Cheeky. Hello. How are you? And I excel. Hello. How are you all? I'm glad that you guys are here. Black Man, was you the scarecrow today? What were you today? Mr.
Joker.
C, what's up? What
Joker.
was your costume like? What were you doing?
It was the Joker.
You the Joker. Why you take off?
Huh?
Why you take it off?
You want me to leave it on?
Yeah, it would fit so well into what we're gonna do today. No, I'm just
Man, I wish you would have told me. I
look,
sure would have left
look,
it on.
look, did you know Instagram got this new thing now. Me and Mr. Boss can't be on at the same time no more, and I just been getting jammed up. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, they got all these security parameters in now that two people can't be logged in.
Really?
Yeah. Well, see, I got to get a life, right? Because me and Mr. Boss be going back and forth, but probably don't have that issue. You know what I'm saying? But now it's either me or him, because I get shut down or he'll get shut down. So I told him to go and handle it because you know me. I'd be somewhere over there in left field doing something else. So
yeah, that was me today for the kids, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no! Why did you take that off?
Yeah, you can put it back. You can put
it on so many levels you were wrong, but listen, hold on for a minute. Trey Fields, how you doing? Thank you so much for your $4.99 super chat. It says, when these women today be 25 years old with 50 bodies, they disqualify themselves. Okay. Listen, they seem like ready to get into it already.
They ready.
I need for them to slow down a little bit because we got to go around the world. And Black man, I hope you sitting down, ain't you? You sitting down. We got to discuss the BDA for today.
Oh, who was the BDA of the day?
Ooh, Black man, what was you doing last night around 10-ish? Oh, you was over at Sir Hill's, wasn't you?
Yep, sure was. Listening to Sir Hill. You right.
All right, y'all. I know half of y'all over here in this chat seen this last night, but did y'all see? Wait a minute, do I got a video? Let me show y'all the little thumbnail, and then we're gonna go from there. Let's just start the thumbnail first. And then we're gonna get right into it. But I gotta get this BDA away because this person right here, he's that gift that keeps on giving.
Man.
Just keep giving. He just keep giving. No matter where I go, he just keep giving. Can't listen. Look, check out the thumbnail, y'all. Check it out. And then we go talk about it. Okay. Y'all got the thumbnail?
Man, which one? Charleston or Jay Prince?
They was together. This is the real deal.
Man.
Black man, I gotta tell you something. Listen, Jay Prince gets the BDA of the day. Yeah.
No.
Yes, he got it. Hands down.
No.
You know he got it. You know what? It's the end of the month, though, ain't it? I've been saying he might can have for the rest of November, but definitely got it for the day. But listen, I gotta tell you about this. And you all in the chat, y'all. Why y'all laughing already? I ain't even said nothing because y'all was there. So listen, can I see? I need to see Black man's face. I gotta see his face when I'm telling him this story because he's not gonna believe me. He gonna think I'm kidding. Black man, listen, I'm gonna need for you to go back and look at Anton's show last night, not Fight Club, but the one that he do with Jay Prince. Mm-hmm. Can I please get back to Black man's face? Thank you, Black man. I need to look at you in your eyes. Mm-hmm. I need to see. I'm gonna tell you something. So apparently, Jay Prince been calling out Charleston over the weeks or over the months about him being a stitch. You know how Jay Prince do, right? Yeah. Just calling him out. So for whatever reason, Jay, that Charleston and Anton been having an acquaintance, right? They've been acquaintance. They've been talking and Right. So guess what? Charleston pulls up. So let me just tell you how it went. I don't want to even ruin it for you. I need you to go back and take a look at it. But listen, right around that time, Charleston said, Q. He got it for the rest of the year, Q. He got it. He got the BDA. He do. The big dumbass of the day. But let me tell you what he did. I got to tell you, Q over there recapping it. Okay? Q, you going to recap it if you ain't recapped it yet. But listen to what he did. Right around there when Charleston started talking about he be talking in the spirit, he feel the spirit.
Yeah.
I knew it was going wrong. I said, "Oh, Charleston in the spirit." Guess what he said to Jay Prince? He told Jay Prince that Jay Prince had a spirit of Keisha inside of him, and that spirit wanted him.
Damn.
Now I can't say the words he said, but he said, "You bitch." Yeah, call it. And then guess what? He didn't leave it alone. He doubled down on it. He said, you know that spirit you got in me, Keisha. Come on out, Keisha. Keisha, come on out. I know you want me.
Wow.
Boy, what I tell you, boy, I
Wow.
he dippled down on it. He would not let up. I was like, no. And Jay Prince slowly was falling, but guess what? He wouldn't let it go. He was like, no, you won't let him talk over me. He ain't do nothing. Everybody was like, take the loss. He wouldn't. So guess what? Charleston left and came back again and said, let that spirit out. Let Keisha out. Let her out. I know you want me. I know you want me. Boy, Jay Prince was looking like he was scared to death.
Wow.
I said, let it go, Jay. He wouldn't. So guess what happened? Charleston left and came back again with receipts.
Jay Prince, y'all gonna tell this man his new name is Keisha. Come on.
Listen, keep the Keisha inside. So guess what? We did wrong because Keisha and Jay Prince get the BDA of the day because you can't do one without the other.
Yeah.
Listen, he messed up. I don't think nobody should mess with Mr. I'm gonna call him Mr. Charleston. Because when I tell you, guess what Jay Prince was saying? Jay Prince said, I need you to hear what I'm saying because you got to think about who talking. This is Jay Prince talking.
Exactly.
All he doing is up here yelling and screaming. He ain't saying nothing. We was like, what? Jay Prince? What exactly is you do?
Yeah.
No. There ain't no lose. Okay. Look, it gets better. You know how foul Jay Prince is about the law, right? You know how he don't never want to do that, right? Jay Prince told him he need to see receipts of this law that he changed, and I need to see your name up. Can I ask you? And everyone was like, wait a minute, you ain't even trying to be legal. You trying to ask this man about some legal documents? What? That must be Keisha. Black man, you got to see it. I'm
gonna go watch it. Yeah.
Oh my God! Now listen, I'm telling you, don't drink nothing before you watch it. Okay, don't drink nothing. Just make sure that you just sober and everything good. Dre, how you doing today? Hey, SB, single and looking for someone serious. You always in the room like that. Wow. We're gonna have to look you up. So listen, black man, when I tell you, it was the most embarrassing thing that's happened this year. I am serious. Q said she gonna vote him out for the whole year.
Man, that's crazy.
He got it. Black man, you got to see it.
Wow.
It's nothing like him. Everybody was saying, well, not everybody, but in the comments section, they was like, nah, dude, he world starred you. It was just that bad or that good. I mean, you know.
Yeah, he may go viral with that one.
Viral? What? He gave viral a new name. Listen, I don't think you understand. He told the spirit of Keisha that was inside of Jay Prince. He told the spirit, I know you want me. Come on now, Keisha. Charleston didn't let him have not one word. Not one. It was so crazy. It was just like, oh my God, Jay Prince, please stop. And as soon as he would fade away, Jay Prince started going off, cussing him out. No, then he come back up. It's crazy. It was crazy. So anyway, Keisha and Jay Prince get the BDA of today. I hope y'all listening. But listen, Alec Girl Q, thank you so much for your $9.99 super chat. Wow. You get the money line. I'ma run it. Going up, need no decline. Money line. I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Yeah. Whew. It was
help
awful.
Us, Lord. Oh
it was awful. I tell you it was, but it was worth it. But anyway, everybody like to see Jay Prince get dogged a couple times, even though we love him, but still, it was bad. Hey, hey, man, I was going to call you Logic, but I know who you are. But listen, I got some more bad news. I hope you're ready for this, black man.
Uh-oh.
I seen a TikTok video today, and my girl was on it, Oprah, and she said that these particular gummies are fraud. She said somebody done stole her name, some emails and all that stuff. Put these gummies out there and she ain't got nothing to do with it.
Wow.
What we got to do? What we got to do? I'm ready.
Oh.
What we going to do? Nurse Fancy, if you in the chat, they fake.
Mine in the box right here.
Oprah said she ain't had nothing to do with it. Oprah, but these things been out for a while. And what Oprah been doing? Why come she just not getting on TikTok after we buy ours? Fake, y'all. They taste good though.
Wow.
She said she does not have any weight loss, anything, gummies, pills, and somebody has been using her name, sending emails on her behalf, and everything you think about. They did it. Ain't that wrong?
It is. And a lot of people probably bought it too.
What? Come on, you know good and well.
Her name attached to it? Oh my God.
And then she went months, probably almost a year, ain't said nothing.
Yep.
All this year, she ain't said nothing. She probably didn't even know. She probably ain't even on TikTok, you know? But anyway, some kind of way, she found her way to TikTok and she said it's fraudulent. So.
And Nurse Fancy told us to wait, didn't she?
Well, but she read everything. Nurse Fancy says everything in here is good, but I don't even know if it's real though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we got a good.
That label could have been just put on.
We got a good label, but somebody made up the label.
Damn.
If I knew who did this, they would be getting the BDA.
Right.
Yeah, they would. They would.
Dang, that's bad.
That's crazy, right? Yep. So Dre says, SB and BM, I rocks with y'all because y'all Bible based. Yes, we are. We love the Lord.
Thank you, Andre, man.
And we give all credit to our creator because so many people have forgot who the creator is. They have no clue. Or would they act like they don't know? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure, Black man. What you think?
I don't know. I don't know. They all over the place.
Yes, but I gotta tell y'all something. Y'all know that Miss J. Monroe sparked something. That was the young lady on the video last week talking about, you know, how she's I went back and looked at the video again, and I don't know who that was saying things I can't remember the young lady's name, but Miss Monroe is going to be my guest tomorrow at 3:30. I have a 3:30 show. She will be on SB Nation, and we will be interviewing. We will be having a conversation with her tomorrow.
Please don't have me on. I don't want to be on that one.
You're going to have to be listening. I know you're going to be at work, but you know I'm going to have you peep in. But she's going to be here tomorrow, y'all. Tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern, J. Monroe will be on SB Nation. We will be having a conversation.
And the truth about it is, y'all.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to her tomorrow at 3:30. So.
I'm lying so much.
Listen, I don't know. I forgot the young name. Was it Nairobi? Nairobi said she didn't speak of marriage, but she did. She said, I want marriage. I want love and I want marriage. So she's going to be here with hello, M. Mills. She's going to be here with us tomorrow at 3:30. So y'all make sure y'all tune in because Miss J. Monroe will be here. We're going to have some questions for her, and she's going to be explaining to her journey and all the above because I can't say no more. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and go around the world. Black man, what you got? What kind of news you got for us today?
Man, you know, there's so much going on around the world today. I saw a video, and I know Mr. Boss can probably find it for next time, but I saw a video of this teenage girl beating up her 70-some-year-old grandmother.
No.
Yes.
Beating her up.
Just whooping, no respect. No, you could just tell the old lady was trying her best, you know, to try to, you know, guard herself from the young lady, but she just was punch after punch. You could tell the lady it was an older lady.
And somebody was videotaping this?
And somebody just sat there and videoed it.
Black man, I'm not. What? Nobody called the police and had the young lady arrested?
I don't know. I have no idea. Wow. When I saw the video, I say, wait a minute. So it was multiple people out there watching. You mean tell me none of y'all said this is an elderly lady? We need to stop her from hitting this woman? Nobody thought to break it up? Nothing? Just let her beat this woman? Right?
Ooh, Black man, that's where we're going. But let me tell you something. I got one that is going to shock you. You know, it's depressing, but it's more so the craziest thing I've heard all week. There was a shooting at the funeral.
What?
Yeah, in Pittsburgh at Destiny Faith Church on the 29th, which was Saturday, around 12 noon, there was a funeral for a young man by the name of John Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez was shot and killed, but was deleted On the 15th, he and two others were deleted, and that was, I think, the first or the second of the funerals to lay the young man to rest. And at his funeral, there was a shooting. And when I tell you, everybody, he didn't even get to be eulogized. There were 6 people shot. 15 shots rang out, but 6 people were actually hit. 2 people were charged. One was 19 years old and one was 16 years old. The 19-year-old young man's name, Sean Davis. The 16-year-old boy, they wouldn't say his name, but this is in Pittsburgh.
What's the motive?
They haven't said yet, but this is like, okay, you get what I'm saying? It was 3 deleted on October 15. Mr. Hernandez was one of them.
Right.
We're having Mr. Hernandez's funeral. They all sitting there at the funeral. Shots rang out. People are getting shot while at the funeral.
Lord have mercy.
The lady who was getting ready to eulogize or was saying the words had to go hide in a closet because nobody knew which way these were going. The bullets were going. She did a live at the time it happened. You have to go back and see, can you find it? I don't know, but this is the actual, I'm telling you the actual news story. This is a real thing. All of them are, a couple of them were in critical condition, but so far everybody is okay. They're going to make it. But a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old. Now, you know, they haven't said anything about this being retaliation, but you almost know that it is.
Yeah,
it's crazy. When you go back and look at the news story, they actually have the inside, or when you go back and look at a YouTube video, they show the inside of the church, and you see you hear the gunshots, and you see the people, how they ducking, jumping over the pews, and you see the casket at the front with it all going on.
What's going on? What is going on?
We have lost all respect when you just can't let somebody be laid to rest.
Right. That's stupid.
Yeah, it happened. 6 people.
Out of the 6, how many passed?
None of them have, as of right now. This happened on Saturday. Nobody passed.
Okay.
No, yeah, this happened on Saturday, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Yes, none of them have. But there was 6 that were shot. It's like, I just cannot be real. I'm just
you can't go nowhere no more. Everywhere is unsafe.
You can't go to a funeral, black man. Say this again. You can't go to a funeral.
You can't go to a funeral and drop your head, pray for the family. Nothing.
No.
Yeah, you in there trying to. Whoa, wait a minute! I didn't come in for this.
No, you got to stay on the swirl. You cannot drop your head. No.
Well,
I guess it all depends on whose funeral it is. You know, I guess that makes a difference. But this is what happened. Also, I know you also heard about the over in Seoul, Korea, the Halloween festival that they had. Over 100, the Stampede. So many of them were there. Over 150 are now deleted. Just because it was a lot of people in one area. Now this don't make sense right here now.
Yeah.
I don't understand this one.
People don't understand. If you're if it's a large amount of people,
yeah,
and some chaos take place and everybody take off running, you fall. Chances are you're gonna be out of here.
But black man, I haven't heard yet that any of that happened.
I don't know, man. Maybe something had to happen for people to really stomp a person out.
Yeah.
If something had a gun, somebody shot a gun, somebody started fighting, somebody started shooting in the crowd. It could be anything.
I don't know. I guess we're going to hear about it soon. But as of right now, I think they did say that some police officers or security were kind of taking responsibility for it because whatever, not having the crowd control or what have you. But you're talking about 150 people. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot. So I know.
I'm telling you, we're not, I keep saying it, we're not safe anywhere. There's so much hell going on. Like, I'm telling you, the earth's mad at us. People going crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it gets worse. We constantly hearing stuff, but sometimes it's so amazing that things that you hear, you like, okay, look, I gotta tell somebody about this one because this one's way off.
Exactly.
This is just not a regular, shootout. This is way off.
Way off.
There you go.
Whew,
I know. I hope we didn't dampen the mood too much, but
this is crazy.
you know. I also heard this, but well, let me just say this. All of you who have student loan debt, I did hear there was some checks that's going to be going out real
Oh
soon.
yeah. You're right.
So that we're gonna lighten it up a little bit. But I also heard today that there was some different reforms that went on. So check and see if them checks are still going out because they're still trying to get him or to keep him from spending that money. So I don't know if they found a different way or not. But what do you think about that? What do you think about him just sending out checks?
Well, I mean, he did it with the PPP loans. Hell, you might as well do it with the student loans.
Yeah, but do you think the people are gonna pay the loans off?
Hell no.
Okay,
No. They're gonna get them. Hell, they're gonna get them big checks. Hell, you're gonna see Jordans and rims and Louis Vuitton bags and small vacations. And I'm gonna pay nothing off. They're gonna put them loans in deferment and keep that check.
Okay, well then that would mean it's not a good idea. I just seen Nurse Fancy come in. Nurse Fancy, let me tell you something. I don't know if you were here earlier or not, but the gummies, Oprah said they're fake. They're fake. Although they taste good, they're fake, and she had nothing to do with them. I just wanted to let you know. All right. So anyway, so you don't think they should get the checks? Now I was all down with it if I thought it was going to be one of those things that they would see how much money you owe and just cancel the debt.
Right.
I had no idea that they would send out checks. How would you know how much? Everybody get a $20,000 check? Is that what?
Yep. Send them out like them PPP loans. You can go and look at public record on how much people got. It was people that was living in apartment complexes saying that they had a brick and mortar business, and they were getting $20,000, $25,000, $35,000.
Wow. Is this JoJo? JoJo, how are you doing? We hadn't seen you in a long time. I'm glad you're here.
JoJo in the house.
JoJo, and Bolo, we saw you. Good to see you. But listen, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Unless there's something else you want to talk about before we jump into this topic.
No, I think that, I want to thank you for coming over Friday night, listening to those Me and Be Vulnerable. I think that was a great opportunity, great show on Friday at the barbershop.
You know what? I think I think what y'all were doing was excellent. I wish there was, I think there needs to be more people that shows appreciation and, sometimes it's missed. I can't remember exactly now what was being said. Oh, I know. Somebody asked the question. They said, has anybody asked you how you doing today?
How are you today? Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
Did you see the men? None of them could say it.
Yeah, right. No. I was there. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I had to call Mr. Boss and talk to him for a little bit. I'm like, hey, babe, what is going on? And I just wonder, we need to dial in a little bit more, women, and men, but it was your show and it was about men. Women need to dial, wives that are, women that you have that are wives or what have you, whatever it is, whatever the significant other is, we need to dial in a little bit more because you can't just take people for granted all the time.
Right. And
if a simple, how you doing? If that can spark a conversation, that needs to be held,
Man, it's so easy. That's what I'm saying. Like, and most of the guys were saying, we're giving you the answers to the test and y'all still failing.
Wow. Yeah. See, listen, it's been me and Mr. Boss for so long by ourselves. We've kind of got, Black man, I can imagine that it's very hard for you because you got kids. Right. You and your wife got to contend with these kids. Y'all got to make sure that this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. So it could be a very big distraction from each one of you because both of y'all busy and then you're working and all that stuff.
Right. And I ask her every day though.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to make sure that you're dialing in and like, babe, how you doing? You got to make sure of it. Right. When it's just two people in the house, like me and Mr. Boss, we trip over each other all day long. So we're gonna definitely ask each other how we doing, or either push each other out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we gotta teach each other, not us, but people have to teach each other. Like, look, let's don't lose this. Always trying to figure out how I'm doing because it's so easy. Like I think you say, it comes off if you're not being. Now I'm not gonna use the word satisfied, but it comes off as anger, men being mad, men being upset because you're just frustrated.
Right. And right, and then that's why I pull up the statistics, because I wanted people to see the numbers, right? I want them to see the resources of where I got it from, the doctor that did the research.
Patrice.
Yeah, Patrice. 80% of all self deletions, 80% were Black men.
Wow, that's a lot.
80. That's a lot of deletions, and it's one, and it says more than Black women, white women, and white men combined.
Wow.
80% of Black men are deleting themselves because they're stressed out. And I say this all the time: Black men are machines. We're looked at as machines. We're machines. Go do your work. That's why you hear all these women talk about girls trips. Girl, next year we going to Vegas. Girl, next year we going to the Dominican Republic. Right? How many men do you see do that? How many men do you say, dude, man, I'm ready to go to the Dominican Republic. I'm going to Vegas. Let's go. Men don't do that. It's, some men may, but the majority of men, they don't do that. And they work and they work and they work. And that's why when you see a husband and a wife in that situation, the wife looks 39. The husband is also 39, but he looks 69. He's working himself down.
Black man, I gotta ask you a question, because I know it's not no one answer fits, the same answer fits all. But what can be done? Because I don't want, I know how I live, but like I want to be able to tell some young woman, because with me and Mr. Boss got a new show coming on. I've been telling y'all that. I've been telling you about it. We're doing some different things, and one of those shows are going to be where we're going to be basically asking, "Are you ready to be a wife?" And we're going to ask ladies to come, and we're going to talk to the ladies about it. But once we do that, we're going to have people like you, it's just going to be her and I or whatever. But once it's done, like the next day or sometime that week, we'll have people like yourself, Mandrell, JT, or whomever. We're going to critique it. We're going to critique that woman and say, what you think about this, because see, these conversations need to be had. And women do, and there's a lot of women that do and want to be wives, but it's almost like we're missing each other.
Right.
We're missing each other. And I think a lot of times we're missing each other because not everything is being said.
Yeah. And this super chat is what I was about to say. But we can go ahead and do the super chat and I'll say it afterwards.
You go ahead and read it.
Okay, yeah. So super chat from Clement Gray. He said, problem is they can ask, but don't open your mouth to start being vulnerable. Then they don't want to hear you. Because in reality, SB, Black men, and Black men, women don't care. Happened to me this morning with Spiritual Mom. Wow. I mean, he right. Like, because if you do open up to a woman, many men, I've seen this and heard this myself. Many men be like, okay, baby, I'm done. Like a man, I don't know where women think that men don't have feelings. When a man goes and he's working every day and he's doing what he's supposed to do, you can at least, men are simple. You can at least say, hey, baby, listen, I love you. And I appreciate everything that you do. I know you don't hear it a lot. I know the world could be against you at times, but I want to be your place of peace. And so I want you to know that I love you, I care for you, and I see you. It's that simple. But most men just...
Like, man, I don't think men talk a lot. Well, the men in my life, they don't talk a lot.
Right.
They don't talk a lot. They're not really, I think a lot of times it's like what you said, they're suffering in silence. They're not being verbal with the woman. And listen, we make a lot of mistakes in marriage. More so, I'm not trying to be on women or nothing, but I'm saying more so women make this mistake is that we think that the husbands are supposed to know. And I think in certain cases, men think that we're supposed to know. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, for instance, I may think, or I used to when I was younger in our marriage, I used to think that Mr. Boss should know that. If something needed to be done, I would just think, oh, he should know that.
Right.
But since you guys think so different, his makeup, his logical makeup doesn't make him think that way. But if I told him, we had no issue. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And that's the thing. But you know what, though? You know how back in the day they made deep freezers and freezers and refrigerators. That my grandmother has a deep freezer right now that she's had since I was a kid, since I was a baby. And that thing is still running. I mean, like a champ, right? Because they took their time and they built things back in the day. Now you get a freezer, you got to get a 5-year warranty on it because it's going to break in year 3, right?
Yeah.
And that's the difference. Security bars, you're that deep freezer that was well made back in the day. Today, these are the deep freezers that are going out in 2 years, 3 years. You know why? Because they want them to break, so you can end up having to get another one. You got to go buy something else. You got to look at something different. And that's the world that we're living in today. Women don't mind, they don't care. Women, I've heard women tell this to men. You're a man. What you want me to do? Give you a pat on the back? What you want, a cookie? Right?
Yeah, I've heard when, for doing manly things per se.
Right.
I know what you're saying. I think I've heard that too. I've heard women say that.
Right, but women on these panels talk about we're not appreciating men. We raising kids and men don't appreciate us. But what if we said, well, that's what you're supposed to do? Then it'll be World War III.
Well, some things have to be said. I mean, because we're out of order. I mean, it's a given that we're out of order. But let's do the money line, and we're going to continue to talk about it. But we're going to get on topic in a little bit because all this makes sense.
Right.
When stuff makes sense, it needs to be talked about. There needs to be a conversation. So, thank you. Thank you for your $10 super chat, Mr. Gray.
No decline.
Money line.
I'ma run it every time.
Give me mine.
Going up, we know decline.
Yeah.
So, man, you're exactly right. But I think, you know what? I don't know if women who actually want to be married, I don't know if they still think that way, meaning in 2 years. I don't know if they all still thinking the grass is greener. But even if they are, they will learn that you don't give up on a good man and vice versa. But, we often put a lot of things. Now, see, this is me. I'm that woman that don't care nothing about these laws because I'm a woman. And also my husband and I build our relationship and our marriage together. And I don't know what it's like to walk into a relationship with a man that's totally whole and complete and what have you. That's not my life. That's not my story. So the advice or things that I would say may not make any sense. And the things that Mr. Boss would say may not make sense because we build together. So for me to say, all the money go in one pot, why wouldn't it? Because we build together. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So if I wouldn't have gotten married way back then, I'd probably be one of them single mamas or single woman too, because I wouldn't want to come into a relationship where I didn't feel like I was contributing.
Right.
I've always wanted to be an asset. And if I didn't feel that way, then I probably wouldn't feel comfortable because it's something special about knowing that you're there for a purpose,
And you know what? Oh my God. Security boss. That was beautiful. Because you know what? I've been asking this for the last 2 weeks. And I'm not being argumentative. I just want to have a dialogue.
No, come on.
No. I'm saying like in other spaces. I know me and you can have this conversation all day. But my question is, a lot of women from a spiritual standpoint say, men should be out working, right? I had to check with a family member on this last week. And so that's why the conversation got so big for me. Men should be out working and women should be at the house, period. That is what God wants. Now, and then I asked them a question. Can you show me biblically where it says that a woman's supposed to sit at home and the husband go work? It's nowhere in the Bible.
No.
But you say you're a Christian. And that's the thing. I think we need to stop representing something we don't know nothing about. All right. Because if you represent yourself, you say, I'm a Christian, I love the Lord. Well, the Bible says that when the man's out working, you're looking for other streams of income to add to what he's doing. Like you, and it goes right to what your segues right into what you just said. You just said, I want to be an asset, right? Boaz got Ruth because Ruth was an asset. He saw her work ethic and fell in love with her work ethic, not because she had a big booty, not because she had a big breast. He fell in love with her work ethic. This woman was out here before everybody. Wait a minute, she's the last to leave. Whoa, she helping an older lady. Wow, she doing all the work. Woo, I want that to be my wife. She wasn't at home because if Ruth was at home, then it wouldn't be no Ruth and Boaz.
Well, maybe I don't know the argument, but we have to bring that into the modern times and see what that looks like for us. Now, what that looks like is that you do whatever your husband needs for you to do. If your husband says that I need you at home, it's probably you're at home purposefully raising the kids. If that's what he wants you to do.
Dearly beloved.
I can't hear you.
And it's something that comes from leadership. So if a husband
Yeah,
says, "Hey, you know
yeah.
what, baby, we have stair stepper children. I
Yes.
would rather you stay at home and watch the babies. I have enough money to supply all our needs at this moment. In the future, if you do want to work, I'm open to that. But at this moment right now, when our kids are at the most vulnerable stages, I would rather them bond with their mother." Right? So that it comes from her leadership, not her saying, "Who? I ain't working. That's your job. You do you, boo-boo. I'm going to sit at this house and watch TV." No.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Well, you know what? It's always been when we had our counseling with the couples or what have you, we always said, it's up to the leadership of the husband to decide what needs to be done because he's the one that would be out working and he would be the one to afford whatever this household had.
Right.
If we had 2 kids under 5, now that's over $300 a week in daycare.
Yes.
Who can afford that?
Yes,
So
right.
for wife, you would want to stay at home. Now, that would be the case.
And even more now, that daycare went up.
Ooh.
I'm so glad I ain't got to head that both sides. I'm so glad I ain't got to deal with it. Woo, because I know one damn thing. Somebody gonna stay. I couldn't deal with it today. Ain't no reason for me to lie. I think I was talking to a girl that works at my job. I said, "How much is childcare?" I said, "It was like $350 a week for me." She said, $350 a week? What childcare did your kids go to? I said, "Well, it's been years ago. Call my kids to my youngest is damn near 11." But I said, it was a long time ago. She said, She said, "I'm at $675 a week." I said, "Oh, wait.
No.
I said, "Is your kid in college?"
The child, y'all have any babies? $675. That's $700 a week.
A week?
Okay. Calm down. As a black woman, nobody need to be working. If that's the case, paying $700 a week for a child to go to daycare, no woman should be working. If you got a child, you just chose your career or the child. You chose the child. Okay, then if it's that situation, that is ridiculous.
And I asked, I said, "Why are you paying $675 a week?" She said, "Because they got nurses on staff. They got a curriculum that they teach the kids. The kids don't just sit around and play with toys all day. They learn it."
Let the child be a baby. Let the child be a child for a little bit.
Man.
It's like $2,800 a month. How much is she working? How much does she make?
Yeah. Well.
Oh God.
She making decent money, but she said her husband, her husband.
Nurse Nancy said that's private school. Okay, tell me something.
Right, exactly. She said that's her life right now.
Right now.
Hit that boat. Scratch your hand out to her right now. Hit that boat. Bye. Right there.
No.
She said, "Look, you see her." She said, "For one, $1,600 a month."
Wow.
Woo! Hell no. See, that's what I don't understand.
In that case right there, it would be best for a man to decide. Well, see, for a man to decide, wife, you need to stay at home because that is so expensive. But see, black man, this is what we're talking about right here. You see how stressful this is? This is stressing me out to talk about it. Yeah. Listen, young folks, when y'all decide to be married, me and you decide to find yourself a wife, be real intentional about your life. And when you decide to have kids, this kind of stuff can stress a man out so bad, it could send him into depression.
Yeah.
$1,600 a month for childcare?
Dearly beloved.
And you still got to pay for the house, the cars, and you got to have 2, and then you still got to hear your wife, and maybe she's against you.
Yeah, and think about it, that's $1,600 a month. That's almost mortgage in some people's houses.
What you mean almost? $1,600 is mortgage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Shit, baby.
Yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff. See, we need to be retaught. We need to relearn how to be married. I just think so because for me. We've had a lot of it though. Coming up, I've had a lot of. I had an example of a wife, and my parents was real strict with money. They didn't play with money. You know, they were workers. They was gonna keep their money. Money was it for them. But they also made decisions that look, this is what's more important. Right. So I'm telling people now, when you start having kids, the world now is so against all of this, all of the marriage, having children, and all because it shouldn't be that a child should be $700 a week to take care of it. And then they're paying the child care workers probably no more than $15 an hour.
Yep. Shit, less than that in some places.
Make that make sense. Well, I'm giving you $700, but you paying the person who taking care of it $15.
Lord have mercy.
No. So we have to see all of this needs to be retaught, not retaught. We need to relearn. we need to relearn some things, and we need to understand that, because first thing you do a lot of times when people are newlyweds, they get in there and then they had their first baby. They had no idea. They didn't plan it. It wasn't. They were not intentional with it.
Right.
Then the bills start coming. The doctor's bill starts coming. She swell up. He got to work hard. All he doing is going to work, come home. Going to work, come home.
Yep. And I will say this: you can make it work. I mean, between the
yeah.
husband and wife, y'all can work that thing out. But you got to understand who you're married to, because if you run into
make it work. But I'm saying we want the least amount of resistance, and still have a happy wife or a happy life. You know, I'm not saying happy wife, happy life. I'm just saying I want to be good in my marriage.
Yeah, let's go ahead and change that, because I'm tired of hearing happy wife, happy life. No, happy spouse, happy house.
How about that? I want everybody.
It's got to go both ways.
Good. Yeah. We just want a good marriage.
Yeah, good
marriage. Last forever, that we can build upon, because it needs to be to death do you part.
Right. And these men out here dying by the dozen. You see, I told you the numbers ain't lying. 80% of the self-deletions came from black men, more than white men and black women combined. Little boys, they said little boys between the age of 12 and 17, was it 12 and 17? They have gone up 122% since 2014. The self-deletions of little boys.
So
they getting out of here too.
We need to understand the cost of children. I don't believe that we understand the cost of anything. I don't think we ever think about. I know this is crazy, and y'all help me out, but I don't think that we think about women. I don't think women think about children being costly. Does that make sense?
Right.
Because why don't we slow up on having them if we actually thought about paying for them?
Because they incentivized to have them. Ha, come on.
No, I'm talking about even in marriage, though.
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean,
man, who can take care of? Listen. You got 6 kids, black man.
6. Yeah, I gotta work. I work my ass off.
You got to work.
Yes.
What if 5 kids? You got to work.
Yeah, I'm down to 5 now. I got one. I got one in college, but hell, she working, but hell, she still want money. You know.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's not easy. Kids are very costly.
But you know what though? Costly. You know what though? I think that we do the 90. We do the 80-10-10 rule, right? So 80. 80. We live off of a certain amount of money, and then the rest of it just goes into savings. That's how it works. And for a while, my wife, she said, "I want to work." I said, "Okay, baby, you want to go work?" But if she start working, and we'll take care of everything with my income, and all hers goes into the account. That's how it works.
Well, it gets easier when they get older.
Yeah.
When they're younger, it just seems like it's just they need and require diapers, milk, 4 meals a day. That stuff.
If I had an infant now, he or she will be on my chest at work. I'll be typing on it. I mean, it's just too much now. I'm praying for these new mamas and dads. I ain't lying.
Oh, absolutely. But I really don't think they associate cost with babies, though. I don't think they think about how much it costs. Black man, I think this is to you. You want to take care of that for me?
Yeah. He said black man Ruth was instructed to work for a reason by Naomi, and he's correct. Dating out here is awful. Too many agendas. People involved in dating. They're aggressive and masculine. Exactly. You need the Holy Spirit and discernment. Yes.
Absolutely. You get the money line for that.
I'ma run it every time.
Give it
mine. Going up, need no decline. Line. I'ma run it every time.
Give it
mine. Going up, need no decline.
Yeah.
Dearly beloved.
Dre Dale, you are absolutely right. And you actually can't do anything without it. But so often we try to operate in our own mind and our own head. That's why we get things so messed up. That's how we get so out of order. And you know what? It even may work for a time, but it always comes back to the divine order and where it was supposed to be.
Exactly.
It always comes back to it. So,
exactly.
That's what's important. That's what's important. And then if we submit to that order, then we do very well. But the problem is that we don't want to submit to it. We want to do things our way. We want to create a whole new marriage. We want to change meanings of words. We want to be associated with some other type of whatever. We want to be partners now. We're gonna reconfigure this thing, and you can't.
You know what? You know what, security boss? I'm gonna say something. I was trying to hold it. I can't. Let me say something, because Dre brought up a great point in his super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Andre Dale.
Yes, sir.
You know, I think everybody, a lot of women say men are out of line, the houses are in chaos, there's no nuclear family. Listen, I think God gives everybody their own angel to protect them. And I think sometimes your angel that has been assigned to you, especially our young ladies and that are in marriages that want to be the man, want to have two penises in the house, and you're out of God, you're out of what he designed marriage and family to be. I think your angel sitting there with his arms folded, waiting on you to get in line. I don't think the angel will move until you get in line. You always talk about, oh, I ain't being blessed. There ain't nobody. I don't feel like my marriage is this. No, if you get in line, I think the angel will get to work when he knows that you're in line. But until then, I think the angel sit there with his arms folded and say, you know what? You want this hell that you created for yourself? Then go ahead. I'm sitting here and just watch until you get in line. And I think a lot of women don't do that. You know, they just don't. And now families are all over the place. A man say something. Let me tell you something, security boss. Oh, Lord. This past weekend, shout out to Thanos, Mandrell, Sir Hell Speaks. They sponsored a whole bunch of my boys. Bought them and they bought them Letterman jackets.
Oh wow!
For the football team, yeah, for my football team. So Mandrell sponsored 2 kids. Thanos sponsored 4. Sir Hell Speaks sponsored 1. And all the boys, man, and I sponsored 6. And all these boys, they got all their Letterman jackets yesterday. We presented it to them yesterday. I sent pictures to Thanos and Mandrell and everybody that supported. So thank those guys for supporting. But yesterday, at this banquet that we had for these little boys, one of the boys got out of line. One of them real boys that you really have to deal with. That's real. Ooh, security ball. He one of them challenging kids. He challenges you. And so he got out of line and pushing one of the other boys. I'm like, man, wait a minute. We had a banquet. You don't know how to act. So the older guy that's over the organization, he's been coaching this league since 1989. Right? He went over and grabbed the boy by his arm and said, get it together, boy, and stop acting like that. You gotta have some sense. Sit here and act like a young man. Fix your clothes, sit down. This is not a playground. All right, let me tell you what happened after that. He straightened that boy out, right? Now the boy mama wasn't there to see him get his award or nothing. Just dropped him off. Anyway, so this is what happened afterwards. The little boy went home and told his mama that he got snatched up because he was out of line. The mother sent this to the 75-year-old owner of the organization. This is what she said to him. I'm gonna read it to you. It's bad.
I already know.
She said, okay, Spud is the name of the guy that's over it. He's the 75-year-old guy. Mm-hmm. This is I'm reading this to you verbatim on what she said. She said, you keep effing with my mother effing son. You pulling on him and correcting him steady. She said, then you try to be steady. F you old bastard. I'll come up there and beat your old ass. You put your hands on my son. I'm tired of dealing with your old ass. You better be glad I was not there because I would have beat your old ass, you stupid ass old bitch. Here it is right here. Here's the text right here. Right? And that's a man, a 75-year-old man that's been doing this since 1989. Matter of fact, even at the banquet yesterday, he had a police officer that he coached when he was a kid come up and do a speech to everybody, saying that you don't have to go down. You don't just because your mom's a single mom. He said I was raised by my grandmother. 12 of my uncles are in jail. I have an older brother that's in jail for life. He said I'm a police officer. I have a wife, I have children. You don't have to go down the wrong way. So all the methods that Miss Man uses, it works because he got boys that's coming back, that's telling their stories on how this man changed their life. And this woman sent this message to this 75-year-old man and told him she's gonna beat his ass, slap him, you old bastard. So this is what's happening right now. You can't even have a village anymore because the village came and correct your children.
Right. Well, it's the same thing. It goes to the same reasoning or the same people that went to the funeral and shot up. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. because somebody should have known better. But listen, I know that Spud is not going to waste any time putting a young man out of the program because you got to.
Right.
You got to. He can't participate anymore.
Yeah.
Because see, that's the point. That's the point and the problem. That he set a standard. The young man didn't want to follow that standard. Now he has no discipline. He can't perform. He has to go. And I'm sorry. Let me read this super chat from Dre. Dre says, my mantra is when the king is ruling, the queen is reigning. Divine order is God, Christ, man, and woman. You are exactly right. Family. The kids come way down the line. You're right.
Yeah.
And when we're out of order, which it doesn't work properly, but it always goes back to the proper order. But black men, you know what? It doesn't go back. It should go back. But that's what makes our life so difficult, because when we try to operate out of order, it doesn't work for us.
That's why I always say the kids are a part of the family. They are not a part of the marriage.
You're right. And I agree with you all the time. So listen, we're gonna get to this, but yeah, tell Spud that SB said he got to go. I'm sorry, we can't save them all. That's what people tell me all the time, because I be wanting to save everybody. They be like, SB, nope, you can't save them all. Yep. And mom will one day, she gonna need you. Little fella get caught up with the law. He's gonna call. He's gonna call you.
And I had
she know.
Right, and I want to add some positive to that. Yesterday, at the thing, I got up and I had to do a speech or whatever with the boys, and we had a really, really good time. And one of the parents, one of the guys, he's Hispanic. He said he works out of the country, right? And when he was out of the country, he said he calls and talks to his son. He said his son is always mentioning me on the call. Oh. He did this, daddy. He did this, daddy. He did this, daddy. Oh my God, dad, you should have been here. He was there, dad. He picked me up, dad. He brought me home. Right. And so he came over to me. He said, listen, he said, where was he say he was at? He's in Venezuela somewhere. He said, I picked these up for you. And I said, okay, what is it? He gave me a nice little box. And I opened them up, and they're all 12-year-old preserved cigars.
Wow.
In a box. And I don't smoke. Right? But it was the gesture, right? And he was like, I'm giving you this for being the father figure for my son when I'm out trying to make a living for him. And he gave me the box. And I was like, oh, man, you don't have to do that. He said, no. He said, all he talk about is you. I want you to have it. And I said, oh, okay, man, I appreciate it, man. He said, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep talking to my son, and encouraging him. I said, absolutely, I got you. He said, I'll be here he said he'll be here for the month of November. And then he'll be shipping back out for another 2 months. He won't be back until February.
So, black man, maybe you could just get it and hold it between your lips. Don't light it. Just hold it.
Yeah, just hold it and take a picture.
Look grown up, look grown. Yeah. So listen, let's get to it, because this is important, because we're coming to a time where I don't know yet. I don't know yet, but I'm hoping that women are seeing that they're on the wrong side of truth, and whatever they need to do to get into order or align themselves with men that want to be married, men that want to be husbands.
Right.
I need them to have the right information, and they need to be, I don't want to say tested, but they need to know what it takes. They need to know what it looks like. Because if you really don't want it, I don't want you to have it. Meaning that I don't want you entertaining and telling the man you can, you want to, and all this, and then you get them. Then, like you say, sit down on them. We don't want that. Right. We want them to be able to walk it out, be great wives, have great marriages, and what have you. So that brings us to where we are today. What disqualifies her from being a wife? It's a lot of stuff people do around here now. I mean, they acting like just having a normal life where you just sit and watch Netflix is like, get out of here, lady. you old and stuck in your ways. So people are just doing things, they're entertaining. And I don't want to offend anybody, but sometimes it's becoming normal for a woman to be to have a woman as a partner for a time. Then now she has a man as a partner. All these things are acceptable, because you can you can decide to, I thought I tried that, what they call it, bi-curious.
Yep.
You could be bi-curious, then you can decide you don't want to be bi-curious. All of these things come into play. Now, me, I grace everybody, I do, because I think people can change their mind and know that they're out of order. But what does disqualify you? What would you say as a man? I know you're married, but still, as a man, what would be a disqualifier?
Bodies.
Bodies? What's that? Oh, I got you. How many people you actually slept with?
Yes. Because my thing is this. A lot of women say, why should it matter? You know, why does it matter? It matters a lot. And let me tell you why. Any sensible man that wants to start a family, and he meets you, and you've been in college and you conquered 75, 80 bodies while you in your 4-year stretch in college, 100 bodies. They say the average right now is 115. Jesus Christ. And so if you are out and having all these bodies, what makes your facility the best place to have a baby come out of? What man wants to start his legacy with a woman that has given that her body to so many people? But then I would pose the question, security boss, to the women that disagree with me, and I would ask them, if you went to the doctor and they told you that you were sterile and you couldn't have babies, but you can pick from the 4 prostitutes in the corner to be your surrogate, which one would you choose?
Well, let me say this, black man. You brought up an interesting point, but right as you were speaking about it, I think we're almost talking about 2 different women. Now, I know that there's going to be some that may fit both of those categories, but I actually think a woman who has a very high body count and loves to have sex is not going to be that woman that readily gives that up to be married. These are my thoughts.
So the young lady that's coming tomorrow,
right?
She wants to be married.
She does,
and she already told you she'd been around the world and right?
Yeah, let's see. I don't want to talk about that, black man, because I've been. We can't talk about that too much.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay,
I can't let you steal my thunder.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I just need you to tune in, brother.
But if women are been around the world and you know, and I can't find my baby, right? Because you slept with everybody and you just can't find the one that want to be with you. And when a man comes to you and wants to have children with you, he wants his facility to be safe.
He wants the Optimus Prime to be safe.
Yeah, he wants the Optimus Prime to be safe. He don't want an Optimus Prime that didn't have chlamydia, that has a light coating of hurt. He don't want a man.
Wait a minute, a light coating of what?
Herpes. He don't want a woman to have to do, because you know what? And nurses here, Mrs. Nurses here, you tell me a man's body goes through it, but tell the world what a woman's body goes through when she's encountered a lot of STDs. It does affect her.
No, are you kidding?
No, it affects a woman. It affects her buildup. It affects her DNA. It affects her pH balance. All that shit. And, you know, I'm just saying it is, but that's one of the things that I would say what disqualifies her.
Okay, but you don't. But let me ask another question this way. Do you don't think that particular type of woman would actually have her equivalent that would want her?
No, because there are a lot of women out here that have those bodies, and now that they've gone through all those bodies, now they think they deserve to be married and with a special guy.
To a good man. Around. I would think they should. They may deserve, or might want to run into a person that's their equivalent. And in my opinion, that could be some man that's been in prison for maybe 10, 15 years.
Right. Yeah, but that's not what they want. That's not what they want. They want the 6-pack. They want the tall, dark, and handsome, and they want the ex-football player, and that's what they want. They want.
Wait a minute. You're saying the woman with the lined Optimus Prime?
Yeah.
Wants the 6-pack?
Yeah, absolutely. She wants the best man she can get. Yeah,
really? Okay, so I can't wait. And again, I don't know anything about Miss Monroe, so I'm going to be excited. I hope she shares those things with us, because I really want to know what disqualifies a woman, because other than her body count, what about, because
her attitude.
Of course, but that disqualifies a woman, period. I'm talking about a woman that, say, was a feminist woman, and then now decided that she's no longer wanting to be a feminist woman. What else? Because feminists have attitudes automatically. Women can really, they say things that are just really off sometimes. I'm not saying that men can't, but I've heard women have said some crazy things to me.
Oh, yes.
That I'm thinking, like, did you just say that? So are we saying that a woman just can't change? It just won't work?
Well, so I believe that I'm not going to brush all women.
Okay.
I believe that people can change.
Right.
But I think the majority of women, our sisters, they're going to put on the show, right? Because if you hadn't went and gotten therapy for that healing that you need, you're going to put on the show, especially if you meet the man of your dreams. You're going to put on the show, oh, girl, I know I got a bad attitude, but girl, he's so fine. Girl, he got a good job. Ooh, girl, but girl, you ain't with the therapy yet. I don't care about that.
No, we can't have that. That's bad. That can ruin a good man.
Oh, absolutely. And
Let's
you know
go
what?
back and look. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I saw this video. Well, social media, TikTok is something else. I saw a TikTok where this lady was in Walmart and this nice gentleman passed her. And in passing, he said, "Hi, how are you?" And she said, "Hi." And then she turned her camera on and went live. And she said, "Girl, y'all, I this fine man in this store. And I passed by him. He spoke to me. And then I spoke to him. And whoo, girl, he looks like he's a decent man, decent, beautiful young man." And she was like, "But he didn't approach me. So I have this rule that the man has to come to me. I'm never going to talk to him. He has to be the initiator. And if he's not the initiator, then I'm not fooling with him." And
Okay.
and the title was, "You may just have lost because the man may not have been interested in her, but she was damn sure interested in him." And
But listen, like man, y'all, I guess you're gonna be surprised because I agree with that.
okay, now
Wait a minute. Let me just say, well, because I feel like her saying hello, how are you was her showing her interest though. But I don't think a woman should be forward. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like that. You talked about this before. It's almost like that drop the handkerchief type thing. You let the man know you're interested, but you don't make the first move.
Right. Okay.
Is that what we're talking about? Or are you talking about something else?
Well, I think she had an opportunity because her mom was telling her, "Girl, just talk to the man." She wanted the man to hunt her, basically. HUNT. She wanted to be hunted.
I don't know about that, but I do think men should approach. I think sometimes that women have such strong personalities. Oh my goodness, y'all, this contact is giving me a fit. I think that sometimes women have such strong personalities, then the man may not be able to show his leadership if he allows her to lead too much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if a woman, I just think sometimes if a woman approaches a man, I think maybe he's automatically on her plan versus her being on his plan.
Right.
That's my thought. Now, but I do understand with these modern day women that may not be how things are done.
And okay, and I have another one that I think disqualifies. Amaya.
A what?
Amaya. Write this down. You got a pen over there?
Yeah, because I don't know what you're saying. Say it again.
Yeah, Amaya. Amaya is AMAIA. Amaya. That's an acronym. You ready?
Oh Lord, yeah.
Accept me as I am.
Oh, women saying stuff like that.
Yes. I know I got an attitude, but accept me as I am. No. I am who I am. You need to love me for me. Don't be acting like that. And this is who I am. You say you love me. You ought to love my attitude too. That's what it comes. I come with an attitude. Love me and my attitude. I know I got 5 kids. You need to love me and all 5 of my kids. Accept me as I am.
No, I don't believe this one. I don't like this one either, because I do think that there are some things that women don't know or men don't know that needs to be brought to the forefront to see if we can actually do this. Because there's a lot of things that we do wrong that we don't have to do. Right. Like, for instance, I think it's very important, and I ain't trying to get in all y'all business, but I am just giving y'all a hint. I think it's very important that women don't spend too much time on social media. So I do think that if a man is vetting his woman, he should ask her, how does she feel about social media, and is she willing to let it go, or is she willing to, need to get an idea how she feel about it, because it's too much of a strong influence on social media. So I just think men that are concentrating on relationships and marriage, you need to know if that woman is down for you, and social media is very much a huge influence. Is she willing to give it up?
Yeah.
I also would be like, is she willing to give up them girlfriends? I'm not saying that that you can't be friends with them, but you got to give them up for a time. You could call them, check on them, but we ain't going on no girl trips. You know, y'all might be able to do lunch occasionally, but only for a time. It all depends too. It all depends on how you act. Because, you know, I have heard men say this so much. My wife went to the lunch with such and such. She came back. Who you been with? Who you been with? You acting funny. You acting different. So all of that got to be left out. So this is what "Are you ready to be a wife" looks like to me.
Yeah.
We're gonna ask them, hey TJ, we're gonna ask them hard questions. How about this? Are you willing to put your money in one pot? These are hard. This is what I'm see. This is gonna disqualify your butt right here. Because
Right.
guess what? It's not that you have to do it. I want to know how you feel about doing it.
Right. And this
You
is
know what
why,
I'm saying?
right? And that right there, this is why the man chooses the cashier at Arby's and not the CEO of a company.
Well, you know what? If a woman is into you and she's treating you good, you know what she does and how much money she make. We already said it really shouldn't matter. Is she gonna take care of you, and she gonna take care of your kids when you give them to her, and she's gonna do the things she's supposed to do as a wife.
Right.
But you want to know how they feel about it, and then if a man feels like okay, that's not necessary, then he decides what he wants. But these are questions that needs to be answered because right now social media is so darn strong. So strong, black man. It's so strong. It's actually teaching our children.
Absolutely. Can we stay on that for a little bit because
we can? But let's read that. I had a few super chats. Let me catch up with that and don't forget it so we can go back. Dr. Steele had one first, and he was saying selfishness, immaturity, and lack of understanding of her femininity that's a big disqualifier. I think 3 major things that could disqualify a woman from being a wife. Absolutely. Because guess what? You just put a title on what I just said. Selfishness. I'm not willing to give up my girlfriends. I'm not willing to put my money in one pot. I'm not willing to get rid of social media. That's selfishness. You just said it. You said all those immaturity. You're married now. What you need your girlfriends for? How about that? So Clement Gray, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. He says single women do not see what married women do and vice versa. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Let me read that again. Single women do not see what married women do and vice versa. Easy to trick men into marriage only to turn around and not want to be a wife. New gameplay. Listen, Clement, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. I have been saying since I've been on Unsolicited Security Boss, I'm advocating for men by telling you guys the tricks. Black man, has that not been what I've said from the beginning? And I know what I see, and I'm telling you, this is another thing that you all have done here recently that I've been hearing. Not all of you do it, but asking a woman, are you going to be submissive? That you don't need to ask a woman that, because if I was a woman out there in the world and I wanted something, you asked me if I'm going to be submissive. Yeah, baby. I rub your feet too. What else you want me to do? You know, that's not how it works. It's not how it works, guys. It's something we got some real tests now, some real test questions out there now that you can ask these women. And it's not really that you are saying this is what you want your woman to do, but you want to know how she feels about these subjects.
Dearly beloved.
Dre says, thank you so much for your $10 super chat. He said, I refuse to be unequally yoked. We have to be of one flesh. To be honest, they not gonna tell the truth. You're right about your body count. They're not gonna lie about anything if you come out and ask them. Masculine, not feminine, disrespectful, not cooperative. Listen, if you ask them a question that they're not secure with, they're gonna give you the answer that they think you want. That's why you can't ask that question. You have to ask other questions or be around them for a little bit, and then you will get an idea of what they're like. But you get the money line.
Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline.
So J Dale, for an example about this, we're asking questions about the body count. They're not going to tell you the truth, especially if their body count is high. That's going to require a lot of trust. And then they also know this day and time that sometimes their relationship is hanging on that. You're not going to get the truth. But again, you can ask them, how do you feel about hanging out with your girlfriends? see what the response is. Now, look at the body language. Look at the body language, because she might go tell you, oh, I don't need to do that. Guess what, though? Check out the body language. Check out the body language.
Homegirls, girl, he could, you know what? Ain't no way I let no man control me like that.
Absolutely. Invite our girlfriends over. Y'all just have a group brunch. Well, let me tell you something Mr. Boss did before we got married. He had my roommate over. He took us out to breakfast a couple times, I believe, just to see. And he could not believe that me and this girl weren't friends.
Wow. Wow.
He just knew we were friends. I was like, we're not friends. That's my roommate. He was like, but y'all live together. I said, yeah, but we're not friends. He was like, dang, it was hard for him to understand that. I was like, no, she's not my friend. And he finally got it. But I'm just saying, those type of things you can do. You can go to the people that surround her and you get to know her. But ask questions. But don't ask those questions that she can lie about just to tell you something. All you gotta do is pay attention, y'all. And then if y'all get to a point where you really are serious about her, she will tell you the truth. Mm-hmm. But it ain't gonna happen readily out front on the first, second, third date. It's gonna be way down the road that she tells you the truth, and it'll probably be after marriage. But again, if you're in a place where you think that all her lovers have been, then that may not be a woman that you want to be with, because you don't want to see no. I don't blame you y'all for that. I don't want to see no women that Mr. Boss done played with before me. I don't. So,
and guess what? That one pot thing. I'm gonna add to that. That one pot thing would be the tree, but I'm gonna add the branches here, because right now we're living in a world that women are starting to make more money than men, and their independence and their confidence is growing massively. And instead of them adding to their man, they're subtracting from him because they want to have their own money. Right? I want my own account. I want my own money. When my check comes, it goes to me and only me. You're not gonna see what I'm making. We already know that, right? But then I got another one. It's a lot of women out here that get married and say, not only are you not going to have access to my money, but I don't even want your last name.
Yeah, see, you don't listen, it all depends on how you feel about that. But black men are going for that. Why don't they care?
You know who that is?
No. Oh, yeah. Okay. that type of guy.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if that's what he wants and everything is okay, then that's what he is. To me, all those are telltale signs of what this relationship is going to be like.
Yeah. Most
Somebody got to submit, though. We can't all be bumped. We can't bump heads on everything. Right. Somebody got to let it go. And it's got to be about me sometime, and then sometime about you.
This world is dyslexic when it comes to marriage. They're doing everything backwards. What's happening is the men are submitting to the women because the women, they don't want to upset the woman. They don't want to walk on eggshells. They don't want to be sexually stripped of their sexual sex or sexual desires. And so the women hold this cloud over their head. And when a woman comes to him and say, listen, I don't want your last name. And I'm not going to take your last name. And you're not going to have access to my money.
But it wouldn't be a problem then, because we wouldn't get married. I wouldn't offer my last name to you. That, to me, that's a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker. Because I think that's one. I love my last name. Y'all know I love my last name, and that was a fun thing about being married, is having another name. So I had no problem with it. I didn't think it added to me. It didn't take anything away from me. So if a woman is getting married and she feels like taking on someone else's last name is taken away from her, that is not the woman that you want to marry. I'm sorry. She has too many strong beliefs that are counter marriage, which is, might be a good woman, but that's a counter of a marriage.
Right.
And if you want to have a happy marriage, y'all have to read the stuff that's on the wall. I don't think women are that complicated. I'm one of them, and I don't think that they're that complicated.
Ma'am.
Listen, Clement Gray says, happened with my first wife, had to force the issue only to divorce me, only to keep my name because of the children. So wait a minute. Mr. Gray, are you saying you had to force the issue for her to take your name initially, then after you divorced, she didn't want to give it back?
Exactly.
Is that what I'm hearing? Oh Lord. See, no. And I wish, you know what? That's
Like
what
Tina Turner, same thing.
what?
And,
Oh,
and,
Turner,
and
she
she
wanna
and
get her
she's
name
still,
back?
yeah, she's still going by Tina Turner now.
Right. But I
Yeah,
think
she's.
that became more of a stage name.
But you know what though? Why keep your abuser's last name? That's just it doesn't make sense. You said this man beat you every day and
What is her real name though? What is her
what
name?
her real name is Hattie. What is it?
I don't know. We know. I can't, well, wait a minute, black man. I'm gonna give Tina maybe a little slight pass because Tina Turner is more of a character
Oh, okay.
than a
Yeah, I
name
got it.
kind of to me. I think kind of okay. I don't know if we can use famous people for a good example because what is their real name? Is Whitney Houston really
And,
was that really her name?
yeah, it was Whitney Houston, but Anna Mae Bullock is Tina Turner's real
Anna
name.
Mae Bullock. So you think it would be best for her to go back to Anna Mae Bullock after him and her got a divorce?
Right. But if that man has been so abusive to you and you talking about you got PTSD and every time you see a man you flinch and you will never be with another black man because of what this man did to you, and every time they call your name on stage, they calling you the last name of the man that you said beat you your whole life.
So you think that I don't think she associates that. I'm obviously not because Ike then passed away, right?
Yeah, and look, and that's just like women, and that's just like women saying about if somebody raped them, right?
Right.
And they say I'm pregnant with this man, baby. If
Yeah, I
that
don't get
much
that
trauma,
one.
right?
I don't get that.
If
But
that
they
man
do.
caused you that much trauma,
I couldn't
then
have it. Right.
guess what they're gonna do? Now,
I couldn't have it, but they do. They do that. I've often heard people say that they were the product of a grape.
right,
That right there would nah. I don't know. I don't know, black man, the things you can do because the child has nothing to do with it.
right.
So I get it, but that would be very difficult the decision for me to make about that. Because the thought of somebody giving me something I don't want, completely don't want, didn't ask for, and he dirty, a dog, whatever. Oh, I don't know.
But you know what though? I will also say this though, because my auntie TJ said I'm going to have to disagree. She earned the last name, and that was part of her persona. Yes, it was. But a lot of women say they're triggered by the men that beat them. So why would you keep the men that beat you name? And then on top of that, let me tell you this: the chickens are coming home to roost because they're doing a documentary right now about Ike, and a lot of the female singers that sung with Tina said that Ike never put his hands on Tina. They
Oh,
say
you better stop. You better
come
stop.
on, watch this. They said Ike slapped her one time.
But wait a minute. Okay, so let me ask a question. So Ike's name was Ike Turner.
Yes.
And Ike Turner did marry Anna Mae Bullock.
Yes.
So her name basically really became Anna Mae Turner.
Yes.
And then somebody just said something about Tina and it just stuck.
It stuck.
Okay, so she was going to be a Turner no matter what.
Right.
Okay.
So,
oh God, this is going to be interesting to see. It's let me say this, black man. I'm not going to downplay her what she says as far as abuse because I don't know. If the other people come out and say it, then she's gonna be real embarrassed about it. But gosh, that was a lot for him to. They played it. I don't know. Oh God, I hope she didn't lie about that. I hope that was exactly how it was. I'm not gonna pay down anybody's abuse. But in the end, she fought him. So
yeah, they said the movie. Yeah, they said the movie. When Ike saw that movie, they said that movie is what killed him.
What?
Yeah,
wait a minute though. He died many years later, didn't he?
No. I'm saying that led up to his
depression
demise. Yeah, because nobody booked him to do shows anymore. He went broke. He didn't have no money. Lost his houses. He said he would go out. The last interview he did before he passed away, he would go out and do shows, and people would spit in his face just to buy tickets, just to throw stuff at him and spit in his face. And he said he never did that. He said one time him and Tina got into an argument. He slapped her ass down on the floor. She got back up, hit him, slapped him upside the head, hit him. They fought for a little bit. He said, but for her to say that movie where I was beating on her just all the time and beating, and now his kids are coming out saying that she a lie. The background singers are saying she was a lie. And when I'm telling you, when
Clement Gray said, Judge Joe Brown said she was the aggressive one. So you got look. Are y'all telling me Eat the Cake anime really didn't happen?
Did not happen.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna stay out of that. We're gonna just look for that because I'm just telling you, if Tina told a lie about that, that ain't right. Why would you do? I can't imagine what would be the reason for doing that, though, black man. What would be her? Oh God, y'all, forgive me.
Money. She made so much money off that damn movie.
Oh God, by making him an enemy. It wouldn't have made just as much money them winning together.
No, because she went with him no more.
Oh God, I don't know. Black Bolo said you wrong, black man. I don't know. I'm gonna look out for that because that's terrible. All of that is bad to hear. Black man, I can no longer see right now. JT,
I got you. Oh, I got you. I got you.
JT, can I get this contact out? Go ahead and do that.
Yeah, yeah. What we know podcast $5 super chat. Qualifiers, mixed match kids, low FICO score, low FICO score, yeah, low FICO score, high debt, and low self-esteem, to name a few. Shout out to you, boy, JT with What We Know podcast. Wow. So listen, I don't know if you guys saw this. There was a girl that made a rap song outside of a Planned Parenthood. I can't wait to security boss get back. I'm gonna talk about that later. But what are some of you guys disqualifiers? Put it in the chat because I'm gonna call them out as we see them until our lovely host gets back in here. What are your disqualifiers? Right? We already talked about mixed match kids and what that means is JT just put a $5 super chat. What that means is you got a kid by one dude and a kid by another dude. The kids are they're not by the same daddy. Right? There's two daddies there, two different kids. Right? And so I see Clement Gray here. He said, add black men. The same concept was for The Color Purple, made men look like men were abusers and women saying Suge likes honey. Exactly. But I will say this. I did see another one. Bad hygiene. Now watch this. A lot of men, a lot of women say men have bad hygiene, but I'm going to tell you something. Don't none smell worse than an unclean box, an unclean Optimus Prime. Listen to me. Nothing's worse. Hey, being at these football games and them mamas running down them tights with no drawers on, hollering for their kids, and that smell come up, pollution go up 33%. But I'm gonna leave
that. You telling too many secrets, black man. High pH balance.
So wait a minute.
Oh God, y'all know.
Oh my God. Security boss, wait a minute. So
my vision is now. I mean, I can't get this contact out. So yeah, listen, black man, it's on you for now. Everything's a bit.
I'll read everything. I got you.
Look, Mr. Boss be back there just messing around. But listen, guys.
Oh my God.
It ain't, a woman needs to be able to clean up. That's a big that's a disqualifier because I would want to know why is it like this. I will be asking many questions. That's a big disqualifier. But also, another one is for me would be a woman that didn't communicate. Don't you hate to find out stuff that have you ever dated a person and you be finding out stuff as you go? It don't seem right to me. I think something, how you don't. They'll come up and they be like, oh, you got a brother? You be like, oh yeah, I got a brother. Well, wait a minute. You didn't tell me that you had a brother? About 5 years go by and then now this person got a brother. Where your brother been? Oh, that's my brother from some. I'm like, no, you know what they be doing, right?
Yep.
So stuff like that, just not a good communicator or a liar. Anybody that would tell a lie would be a big disqualifier for me. I can't deal with somebody that tell lies.
Now, I will say this one, another huge disqualifier. So, I meant to tell you this at the genesis of the show. However,
Genesis said, you know what? We hadn't said that name in a long time.
Yeah, the genesis at the beginning of the show. Now, let me tell you something.
Oh, you gonna skip? Okay.
No. I haven't seen Genesis. But shout out to her, Genesis out there.
Shout out Genesis. I hadn't heard from you in a long time. You just made me think about it. I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
No. There's a song out. I want you to listen to it later on. But there's a song out called "Deletion on My Mind." But you know the Erder with the M on the beginning. This young lady did a song called Erder on My Mind.
What?
And you ain't gonna believe what the song is about. In the video, this lady is dancing in front of a building and she's twerking hard. She's twerking hard. And she says, I got deletion on my mind, deletion on my mind. And in the background, there's a building with a sign on it that says Planned Parenthood.
And so she thinks that's a joke.
Oh yeah. She said I got it on my mind. She said if a man get out of line, the lyrics were like if a man get out of line, what she said, if a man get out of line and he don't do what I say or something, I got deletion on my mind. I got deletion on my mind. And she twerking in front of the building. They show her going in and coming out, and they celebrating her when she coming out the building. I'm like, Lord have mercy. And these women love the song. They look. There you go. The video is awful.
Video is awful.
Awful.
You know what? That's so ridiculous that she would. I mean, they don't take anything serious.
Mm-mm.
So would a twerker be disqualified?
Yes, if a public twerker would be disqualified.
A public twerker would be
because
disqualified.
you're gonna throw that ass back. You're gonna throw it back in the presence of me. You're gonna throw that ass back in the presence of they.
So listen, guys, I gotta let y'all know, Miss J. Monroe will be with me tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern. J. Monroe is a young lady who basically went viral by stating that she wanted love, she wanted to be married, she knew how to do a few things, but she never knew how to love. And now she's turned her life around, or is in the process of turning her life around. And she cried, so she's gonna be on the show with me tomorrow.
And the truth about it is, y'all,
and I need y'all to be there because
I'm hurting.
We're gonna have the conversations. We're gonna find out what is some disqualifies. We're gonna J. Monroe needs to find out what it is she need to do, because her number one thing was, how do I fix it? Now, I'm no counselor, right? But I just want to have the conversation with her. And I think she needs to also come to some revelations of her own on how to fix some of the things that she's done, right? And then she definitely needs to see a counselor about those other spiritual things that go on. But she's gonna be with me tomorrow at 3:30, guys. I need y'all to show up to talk with J. Monroe. She seems like a very nice woman. She has the crocodile tears. Now we got 75% of the world that say it's fake. Wait a minute, is that too much?
No, you right. Go up a little bit.
Go up a little bit. I ain't giving you that. We got 60% of the men that says the crocodile tears are fake, and we got 40% of the women say we believe her. We're gonna stand behind her. We're gonna see where it goes.
Yeah,
we're gonna walk slow.
Yeah, JoJo, I'm married.
We're gonna walk slow though. We're gonna walk slow. But I thought she was very sincere. I didn't look at all into the tears. I was just looking at what she was saying. But we're gonna tune in tomorrow, and I want y'all to be there with me. 3:30 Eastern. We're gonna talk to Miss J, and we're gonna ask Miss J, can we go on the journey with her, and when and what she's doing. How did she get this revelation? Jay, if you listening, you can write all this down. How did she get the revelation, and what did she find? How did she get where she was, though? Because that could be so helpful to other younger women. I think Jay is now 36 years old. So this could be so helpful to younger women, because if you see yourself in this same spiral, what do you call it? Same spiral habits that you're doing, or decisions that you're making, Jay can probably change your life, because she'll say, hey, that didn't work. It's time to do something different. And you might be just 25 years old. So there's time. See, look, there is a way, black man. See, and we can save a 25-year-old. It may not be so.
And that's what I said. I said she can be a huge motivational speaker.
Well, yeah, but we want to hear her story first. We want that testimony from her. We want her to save some people on this end, so we can understand what is going on in the modern day woman's mind. Because I really would like to know what side of the bed we got up on one morning when we just said men are no longer
necessary. Where did that happen? I need to know.
And you know what? You're right. I think that. But even with, like, if I could ask her a question, I would ask her that. I would ask her, you're
gonna be able to ask the question. Oh, you can be able, but see, you know how you can slide the questions in. You know what to do.
Oh yeah.
Slide the question in, and now we'll ask the questions, because we're gonna want to know. I want to know, because she, like you said, she could really save some lives, because what they won't believe me, because I've been married a long time. They'll believe Jay, shouldn't they?
Right, they should.
If Jay's saying, y'all, this ain't working, I'm here now, I promise you, I'm here, I did this, I did that, I was living my best life, and this ain't what you want, they'll believe that, because there are a lot of women out there, black men, that don't believe it. They feel like the black man is the worst thing in the world. And that's so hurtful for me because I don't believe no parts of it. And I'm trying to fight them left and right. I'm trying to fight them, cut their head off left and right. No, you just a lie. What about the woman out there on the highway twerking? You know, I'm saying, you know, what about the woman who put her kids in the freezer? You know, you coming up with all these crazy stories. There's just as many crazy stories about things that women that shouldn't have had kids or whatever. It's the same. There's some evil people in the world. There are some men that are no good. There's some women that are no good. We already know that. We're trying to correct the behaviors and get them to a point we can get back to the nuclear family. And just fighting each other in these comment sections is just blowing my mind. You know what? I don't want to exaggerate, but I think I got like, I ain't want to say it, but you know what? I want to say it's like 600 comments on Cynthia G's.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck?
My brother.
No, they're not talking about what I said. They're going at each other. What I said no longer makes a difference. They are going at each other. Hey, Sir Hell, how are you? They're going at each other. One would say you are trash. Your Optimus Prime smell like eggs or whatever. And then the other one would say,
my God.
Black man, that's what they're doing. They totally have lost all a point about, you know, and then you have one here and there telling me how she, you know, she's God sent. And that just hurts me. Because if she is spewing any amount of hurt for anybody, hate for anybody, how is that God sent? How? And then they're listening.
Yep.
That's the part that really, I mean, that's the part that really gets me. These are women. These could be good women, but they're listening to someone possibly, because I haven't listened to her, but just judging from what I know that she said, it's coming out very hateful. Like, I hate men. And that's just that's a bad place to be. That is trauma brewing. That's you know what Chad Sade said it best. He said Mary J, women thrive on drama or trauma. You know, Mary J made all her money off of being brokenhearted.
Yep, and when she got married and started making them marriage songs, her career did this.
Well, now it's going way back up because they done left. So now she
painted
looking in the mirror now. Good morning, gorgeous. So now it's on the way back up. But this is still coming from a place of trauma. Mm-hmm. Trauma, straight trauma. Now I like Mary J, but it's still coming from that place. So
she got to pay that alimony. So that's why she.
Oh, so that's probably. I mean, though, but he did manage her for a while, though. So I don't know if that's a. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think.
Oh yeah, you know the women hate that. Why she gotta pay him alimony for? He less of a man for taking it.
Well, he did manage her, so it's just like continuous. But he's not managing her anymore. Of course, right? Okay, but she still got to pay him. Hey, that's how it is sometimes. I think Mary J is probably not worried about that. She probably make enough money to give him whatever he needs. I mean, she was doing it before, right?
Yeah, like Kelly Clarkson, even the white girl, Kelly Clarkson. She paid her husband $325,000 a month in spousal care.
Then don't he had the kids though?
Yep. And he gets spousal $325,000 a month for him, and I think he gets $25,000 for the kids.
But you know what? Hasn't he always been that what you call it, home dad or whatever? Yeah. Because he was always in the business and going and coming, and I think he was always the one at home, wouldn't he?
Yeah. He's a house dad. Yeah.
House husband, yeah. So hey, ladies, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, good, because you didn't build with them. They were the stars. You know, I don't know how that works, but they pretty much probably said that this was what's gonna happen. Right. And if they didn't get one, then hey, they didn't prepare themselves. But Sir Hell says, "Oh, what does Sir Hell say, Black man? Nothing, right?"
He said, he just said $20 from Sir Hell Speech Network. Appreciate you, boy.
Thank you, Sir Hell.
I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline.
See, look, I think in the new year, I'm gonna get me like these fly glasses, you know, or contacts with two for two eyes.
Mr. Gray says, I sure asked, are y'all sure Cynthia G is a woman? What? I don't know. Who's asking that question?
She does look like Joanna Man, though, a little bit.
Stop it. Oh my goodness. Y'all cannot be picking at that woman. No, she got the women following her. You know, it's amazing too to see all those women over there and to see that they all are coming together in trauma. And I would think that that was the case because, but this is the thing that doesn't bother me, but it's the thing that questions me. They still deal with men. How is it that I suffer or that we come together in this trauma in a bad way, but we still go after these men? That's kind of funny to me. JoJo says a lot of these chicks worship pagan gods or themselves. Yes, they do. I apologize, y'all. I cannot see very well.
Oh, I
Black man,
got you. I got you. I
get
got
that
you.
one for me because my can't get the contact out either. So, but you know, it's just so many women that listen to her though. Black man, it's so many. Her live right now, we got I don't know how many in here, but in her live, she'll have 3.7 thousand people watching, listening to hate. Now I'm understanding it ain't always hate. They take up for her. They say that she does a lot of politics and does some other things, which I hope that she does too. So I'm not gonna hate on her because I don't listen to her. I just heard her say a couple things that were very much off. So I'm gonna leave it right there. But you know, the way that her crowd, you know, the way they call me mammy, you know, you don't understand things are not that way anymore. What things are not that way? What, marriage?
Yep.
Marriage hasn't changed. Just nobody asked you to marry you.
Yep.
That's all. You know. So black man, go ahead and read that for me. I don't know who's that coming from.
Yeah, it says gracious greatness. $10 super chat. It's a spiritual warfare, unsolicited security boss, against the nuclear family and the extended family. At Black Man, Adele also has to pay her ex-husband as well. Yes, that is correct.
Oh,
Wow. Dearly beloved.
Wow. Thank you so much for your $10 super chat.
Give me mine. Going up, no decline. Money line. I'ma run it every time.
Give me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Yeah. So black man. Now you we got off onto something that was very important earlier on, which I think are what we saying disqualifies you or deal breakers, was a woman that showed concern for her man. Because so often we talked about how men are not even being recognized or appreciated, right? So how would you disqualify a woman, or how would you know that a woman would be the type of woman that wouldn't be concern herself with you? How would you know that?
Okay, ask the question again.
How would you be able to recognize a woman that did not or would not concern herself with you? You know, it's easy to do stuff about 90 days, right? But how do you know when a woman is not that woman?
You have to don't have sex with her.
Oh, I like that. That's good, black man. That's a real good thing, because you know what? Somebody said today, I need you to hear me. Somebody said today, I cook, I clean, I and they did something else. Somebody said that today on a TikTok video. So if I take all that away, or I don't entertain that, then I'll find who this woman is, won't I?
Yep.
Dearly beloved.
Do not have sex with her, because what happens is you can go into the relationship or into the situation with a straight mind, you know, really trying to learn who she is, and she give you that thing that she's been using for the last 30 years on everybody else, and she give you that good, and you lose sight. You lose sight of what you came there for, and now you going there for vagina, but you, instead of going trying to, you know, find out who she is and what she's about.
That's good, black man. We need to be writing these things down, because you know what? How do we become a good wife? We need to write these things down, because that was a good one.
Yeah,
that will show you a whole lot, because if I don't have that to bargain with, and you just gotta like me, then you're gonna be able to see who me is.
Yep.
Beloved.
Ooh, and I get to see who you are.
Yep. And I tell men as well, when you go on a date with a woman, just make your request up front. You know, tell her you want to see the real her. On the first date, I don't want to see no weave. I don't want to see no wigs. I don't want to see no fake eyelashes. I don't want to see none of that. When I go on a date with you, I'm letting you know from jump. I'm interested in you. I'm interested in what you're about and what's in your mind. Please, ma'am, if you could do me a favor, come to the date, because I want to meet you. I want to sit down with you. I don't want to sit down with your lashes. I don't want to sit down with Shirley Temple's lashes. I don't want to sit down with Sister Shirley wig. I don't want to sit down with 3 or 4 layers of makeup. I want to see you. I want to see your acne. I want to see your eyes. I want to see your hair. I want to see everything that comes with you naturally. Because I don't want to fall in love. I don't want to fall in love with Patti LaBelle's stunt double, and then you take it all off, and I'm no longer attracted to that, and you mad because of it. Let's just get this shit out of the way.
Black man, that was good. We're gonna have to put this in a book because we've come up with some good things today. That was a good one.
Yeah.
No sex.
No
yeah,
sex.
because you know what, we take that away. There's no post, clarity because
No post, yeah.
I went in clear and I left out clear.
Yeah, that's I did it. Why? 8 months later, she done took all that makeup off, took that wig off. Ooh. And you got to deal with that. Then your baby come out ugly too. That's tough.
You wrong for that. See, can you read that for me, please, sir?
Yeah, it says Clement, great $2 super chat. Thank you for that. He said, "Facts, black man. I practice that even though I'm separated. Great job, bro. Keep up the good work. Keep the pecker in the pants."
Yeah, that's a good one, y'all. That was a good one. I like that. Withhold and don't even make an announcement. It just is what it is. Wow, that's a good one, black man.
All right, man, what's going on? Why?
Let's do this. Let's do this super chat right here.
Yeah, Poke Man, what's going on, my guy? $10 super chat from Poke Man.
Oh, black man.
He said, "Black man telling no lie."
Poke Man, that sound. I mean, I'm with y'all on that one. That is a good one. That will break some ice right there.
Yep, I'm telling
that's
you,
a deal breaker right there. I mean, you're gonna find out who she really is because if I don't have that to bargain with,
right.
And I'm taking it off the table, and all you got is me, and you stand away from that, then you get to see who exactly I am. You get to see how I respond at dinner. You get to see how I treat the waitress. You get to see if I'm smiling,
yep.
if I'm greeting people, am I caring about you? You get to see all of that.
Exactly.
And it ain't got to be nothing about sex. It gets to be me. Oh, wow, that's good.
And then she under the table. You know how women do. Ooh, come
what?
on, baby. Come on. You gonna come in? No.
That's a good one though. But before we do the super chat, let's read Sherelle's comment.
What's up, Sherelle?
Hey, Sherelle. Read that comment for me, black man.
Oh, okay. Coming from a woman who don't have sex, it don't work. Laugh out loud. Y'all better be getting ready to be alone, holding out on sex. Hey, that's fine. Because
that's actually working. It does work because that makes you a better you and him a better. Then you get to really see who you're dealing with. It's not that we're holding out. It's just that we're not going to compromise it.
And you're weeding out all the men that was just there for that.
Yeah, sex compromises. You see, if the sex is good, you'll accept a whole lot of junk that you had that post about. You'll accept things that you would never accepted if you were sober.
Exactly.
But if we take it off the table, you just accepting exactly who you are, you getting and what it is. You can't even deny it. Exactly. You can't be like, you've heard so many men or women say, "Dang, the sex was good, but he ain't hit no nothing."
Nope.
What you mean?
Girl, he throwing that. Ooh, girl, he throwing that thing from the free throw line.
Right.
But girl, he can't pay for us to stand in line.
How about that? He can't even take me to McDonald's, but I'm gonna let him come through tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it back. Throw it back. Yeah.
You see, the two don't even go together, right? No. So you got the money line.
I'ma run it every time. Mine, going up, need no decline.
Yep.
Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline.
Yeah. See, I think that's an excellent idea because women should try to preserve themselves for their husbands. I'm not, I know that they may not be virgins, but in the preparation of aligning yourself to get that good man, you need to start preserving yourself so you can see exactly what it is you need to see.
Right.
Now, that is just me suggesting that. Now, women, y'all can do whatever you want to do, but I think it makes things, because guess what? You need to know that this man cares about you. So often women go into relationships with men and often have babies by the man, and the man never asks them to be married. They never even know if the man like them or anything like that. Now, I'm saying if a man, you preserve yourself and you know this man has asked you to marry him, and y'all have sex, oh heaven forbid, and then y'all have a oops baby, at least you know that this man gonna take care of the child because he cared enough about you to ask you to marry you. We got to find out some kind of way. We can't just keep giving away and not preserving just on a promise. You can't do it on a promise. You got to let him ask, walk it down the aisle, and just see what happens. But you got to wait to get that proposal. If he can say, girl, I like you, girl, I love you, but he never goes over into a proposal, that may not be the person that you give yourself to.
Yep. Unmarried cat ain't all that. I'm trying to tell you.
Did you say unmarried cat?
Unmarried cat ain't all that, guys.
Is a cat and box are the same thing?
Yep.
Okay, we done went from box to cat to box.
Optimus Prime.
So when do we get back to the Optimus Prime? We waiting on the Transformer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, we is.
All right. So who is this? Is this Dre? Can you read Dre's super chat, please?
He said, "Black Men Unfiltered, my opening line, no sex." Come on, Andre, you preaching tonight.
And Dre said he's looking for a serious relationship.
Exactly. He said everything is distorted. Then you'll never see clearly. And then they still try. I'm out. That's what I'm Listen to this guy.
Sherelle, Dre is serious minded and he's looking for a woman to wife up. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear me? Mm-hmm. Sherelle, Dre Dale is a serious man looking for a woman. Am I putting you too far out there? Okay, I'll come back. But thank you, Dre, for your
$5 super chat. Appreciate you, man.
Y'all forgive me. The eyes go for the night.
Yeah, I'm looking. We got 53 watching it. I'm looking at these likes. That's why I keep looking over.
Okay, so read this for me. JoJo says,
a 99% aren't virgins.
Right.
You can smell when they sit with their legs open.
Stop
it. Jesus.
Come on, JoJo. Come on. JoJo, you ain't supposed to shit. Can we keep some secrets? Can they keep some secrets? We're not talking about those girls. We're talking about the ones that are willing to preserve themselves until that man makes that proposal. And it's really a good way to go into a relationship because like Dre says, your mind is clear. God, that was good. What you think about that, black man? I think we need to write this book. I tell you, we need to take this thing on the road.
I'm telling you. Male logic said, I disagree with that concept. I tell dudes you need to be direct with the woman in the first 15 minutes. If she's not about casual,
Wait a minute, go back casual what?
If she's not about casual relationships, walk away and respect her deciding. Yeah, I agree. Then we got another $20. We got $20 super chat.
Wait a minute. Hold on. We can't, unless I'm misunderstanding casual relationships. What's a casual relationship?
Well, you can,
No, I'm not. Is that random?
You can have sex with no commitments.
So random and reckless and casual go together?
Yes, same under the same tutelage.
Okay, so let me ask the question. Let me make sure I'm understanding. So Mel says if you present yourself as casual to the woman in 15 minutes, then she can decide whether she likes you or not, or you can decide whether she what is he saying? Tell me.
I disagree with that concept. I tell dudes you need to be direct with the woman in the first 15 minutes. If she's not about casual relationships, walk away.
Okay, so Mel, when you say that, that's almost saying that men don't want to ever be married. Am I reading them right, black man?
Yep.
So Mel, what about the men who don't want casual? What about the men who want to be married? Maybe not today, but that want to be married. What about those men that want to be married? How do they approach a woman? I would like to know that. Go ahead and type it in for me. But go ahead, Mr. Boston. We can go to the next super chat. Mel, I want to know about that. I mean, I get what you're saying about a casual situation because that's what y'all sometimes call a bust down or random reckless.
Bust down.
Yeah, and it's time out for the bust down because y'all done talked about the women in a bad way. Y'all done, look, they're leaving droplets with where they at and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We're done with that. We need to get to anyway. We're moving on. We're preserving ourselves now, Mel. We're preserving ourselves now. So it was a super chat right there, and I don't see it right now, but Mr. Boss is gonna find it for us.
I got it. Yeah, I see it. It's a $5 super chat from Clement Gray.
You see it?
Yeah, he said, in my opinion, women like Sherelle claim they're saving it into the right one, but wrong man comes along. If a woman tells you she's saving it for marriage, run.
Okay, now why we running? What are you running from? If she's saving it, that means she's not giving it to you. Why are we running? What are we running for? Help me out, y'all. Help me out.
Yep. Come on, somebody.
Black man, go ahead and read this super chat while we Clement Gray, you got to tell me why we running. If she's saving it and she's not sharing it with you, why run?
They probably saying because she's been so active and all of a sudden now she acting like she's saving it. They may be saying that she fake.
Well, how would you know? How would you know if you're running?
Right.
How do you know? Unless he's saying there was a relationship that they had prior where they discussed body counts and she just won't give him none. Is that kind of like it more?
Maybe.
No, I think a woman should preserve herself. If she's aligning herself to be a wife, there is a time where she should be preserving herself in order to think her way, to align herself with that man that needs to be her husband. I just think that should happen. She shouldn't continue to give away the Optimus Prime up until the time she find a man that was willing to wife her up. I don't believe that. I think there's, just like you said, I think that even for him, there should be some times where he just says, you know what? Let me slow down and think clearly about this woman right here. Because she keep throwing it on me. I might marry her because she got a big booty.
Yep.
How about that? Nah, now come on, y'all. I like Kevin saying this too, but everything he said don't work. Go ahead, black man. Read that for me.
Gracious Greatness says, security boss, black men unfiltered, Esther Health Speaks Network, and other wise saints should write a book to the men.
I agree.
Unsolicited security boss plus other wise ladies write to the women.
Absolutely, I agree. But you know what? We coming up with this stuff as we go. But thank you so much for your $20 super chat. Me and Mr. Black Man over here, we just gonna take this thing on the road. We have to bring our other brother in here. Sir, here, where you at? We're gonna have to consult with Bolo too. We're gonna get them all involved because guess what? What you just said, black man, is a real thing. And I can believe that because when myself and my mate in the beginning, we were so darn convicted. Right. We had to hurry up and go get married. Right. So it works a certain way. You know, it all depends on the people, but you get the money line.
Money line, I'ma run it every time.
Give me
line, going up, need no decline.
Hey.
Line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline.
You know what? You know what, black man? I'm wondering what's the concern with preserving yourself to actually be married. I wonder what's the concern. Are we like, you know, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna have to need sex that bad that I can't hold on until I find my wife"? Is that really what's going on?
Yeah, I think so. Because if you've been out here in the streets and now you're trying to save that meat, it all depends on the where.
You better. Oh.
It all depends on how much mileage is on it. Because again, if you're shopping for a used car, you're gonna try to get the one with the less miles, the one that don't need much maintenance.
Okay, but see, to me, I think and I don't know much about men's parts, but it seems like it would be totally opposite. Once you've had enough of once you've had it, it seems like you could automatically kind of reflect on how it was. Yeah. And you should have had enough to say, you know what, this can take me on to the next generation. Right, or this can take me on to the next part of my life, a wife. Right. You get what I'm saying? Right.
And if she give it to you too quick, or because I know what the people saying in the chat about Kevin. Kevin said if you had 2 kids and you'd be giving that thing away to all these other men, he said you'd be giving that ass away. I remember that.
And I remember him saying too, but don't forget what you're going to say, but let me add that before you go on. It was a mistake, y'all. She did a wrong thing. She shouldn't have given herself to the 2 men without having a husband. She shouldn't have done that. She wasn't thinking clearly. Her mind was, do women have that, that PNC? Do women suffer from PNC? See, she was having PNC, but every time she woke up, she actually was pregnant. So now it's time for her to have a mindset change where she can actually have a better outcome for her life and do something different. And then she does it. And I'm hearing that that's the wrong thing to do because of what? She's already made 2 mistakes.
Right.
I need a proposal. I didn't get that the first 2 times. I need the proposal. Now you don't want to propose. Okay, well, guess what? I know what it feels like. I've had enough.
Exactly.
I just think that that's the way it should go, because she's now changing her life. She has to change her mindset. She can't continue to give men babies. Can't do it. Go ahead, black man.
It's tough because, like I said again, women say, a lot of women say, well, what about the men? The men, their body has not gone through this pushing out an entire body out of their body, right?
Oh, you mean they question how many partners the men have?
Yeah. And and the thing is, women become emotionally attached during sex.
Yep.
A man can go out here right now and see a girl at McDonald's, go behind the trash can, hit her, get in his car, and never think about her again.
Oh, wow, that's sad. But yeah, you're right. But see, and that's another reason right there, black man. So you women know that, where they need to get to know what the meaning of their Optimus Prime is, and the spiritual thing that they're ties that they're making with people when they have sex with them. When you apply that principle to your life, then you can't, you have to some way get it right. You cannot continue to operate out of order your whole life. If I've had 2 kids, no husband, I cannot continue to operate out of order and expect God to bless me. I can't do that. I have to some kind of way settle down and be like, hey, I got to make this right. I got to do something. What does this book say I need to be doing? This is me. And I would think it says I need to preserve myself for my husband. Now, I'm not a virgin, and I'm not going to lie and say I'm going to be a virgin, but I'm going to repent for what I did. But I'm not going to continue to do the same thing over again. That makes no sense.
Yep.
It makes no sense to me, y'all. Now, if y'all can make that make sense, I want y'all to go ahead and let me know, how is it making sense. So go ahead, black man, read Dre's.
Andre Dale, $5 super chat. Thank you for that, man. He said they're running because they're not serious. That's it. Like male, and that's cool. I respect that. Not for me though.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about Dre. Thank you, because you said you were a serious man looking for a wife. I can respect that, and you're probably right. And male, if that's probably it, I can respect that too. But you still can't encroach that belief system or where you are upon that woman. That is one of the major problems that we have. Y'all don't know, me and y'all don't know how much power y'all have. Women love you all. They absolutely love you. They absolutely love you. Absolutely. Most of them, they becoming ruined now. But at one point in time, they would do anything that y'all ask. I want y'all to know that, because we felt like y'all knew everything, had everything, and everything y'all said we was going to invest into. That's why a woman will have a baby with a man that don't care nothing about her, because he told her he did, and she believed him.
Right.
That's no longer the
Dearly
case
beloved.
Now they're, quote, getting smart, but it's so misdirected.
Yep.
And they need men to lead them. Now, this is where we all, I think me and JT have a difference in opinion. I think men are there to cover us. I don't think it has to be the woman that you know. I just think that's something a man should do, cover a woman. Right. And I know now that not all women are deserving of covering. How do you decide? I'm agreeing with you, buddy. I'm there with you.
Yeah,
I'm there with you. And I know it's hard to figure out who's good and who's not. How do we fix it? But that's where we are. Read that super chat for me.
Absolutely. Clement Gray, $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Clement Gray. In my opinion, women like Sherelle claim they're saving it until the right one, but until the right, but wrong man comes along. If a woman tells you she saving it for marriage, run.
Run. What are you running from? Again, I'm going back to Dre. Dre, I think you're right. Black man, what are we running from?
I think that running from a woman that has been very, very sexually active, and then that's been out here just giving it up. And all of a sudden, it's like you're on drugs. It's like a crackhead. A crackhead say, "I'm going to stop smoking crack," but they don't go to the rehab.
Okay, so guess what? Okay, see how confusing this is? You see how confusing it is?
Yeah, because she said, okay, this is what let me set the plane straight. If a woman says, I'm going to get my life right and I want to be married and I want to save myself, you go to therapy and you voice that. Hey, listen, this is what I want to do in my life. I want to get to a point I have self-control, that I don't fall for this temptation when I get around men that say they like me and they want to be with me. I don't give up the poom poom.
Right.
I literally get to know them and go to therapy. But if you're not in therapy and you out here telling men I'm waiting for sex. No, you're not. You are going to give it to somebody if you don't have the help to get self-control. You're going to give it to somebody.
Okay, so we were kind of assuming that none of that had happened. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
We were assuming that this woman, because what I'm saying, what I view or what I see is that if a woman is saying that she's wanting to preserve herself, she's humbly saying that I've messed up my whole life in my 20s and my 30s. I got 2 or 3 kids right here and they don't have a father. This is not working. I've got to do something different. I'm now taking control of this situation, whereas I've given away the control my whole life and no one has married me.
Right.
That's what she's saying. So to me, this is a humble woman. I don't know if she's been to counseling or not, but even if she's been to counseling, that does not change her body count. It doesn't change, but it changes the woman. If this woman is humble enough to say that I messed up and this is not what I want anymore, and she's preserving herself, then I get that she may not be the woman of your choice. I get that. I don't understand the running part, but I think she needs to stand on her square about preserving her Optimus Prime until the man that comes around, because that's a way to weed it out. Because guess what? The next man might be another man to say, I love you, but he really ain't sincere with her. And then here we go again with this little pattern. And guess what? She's going to be straight trauma at that time, drama and trauma. If it all happens again, if she does all the work and she trusts the next man and he's not sincere, do you know how broken this person would be?
Yep.
That's a big deal.
And, man, look at this super. Okay. So, we got that one, but it's another one that just came through here.
Thank you so much, Clement Gray. Black man, you don't mind reading these, right?
No, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Black man. Go ahead for me.
Gracious Greatness, $5 super chat. Is that the next one, Mr. Boss? I don't want to get it.
No, I want to read this.
Wait a minute, hold on. He says one more.
Did he read this one? Okay.
Yeah, I read that one. I just read that one.
What's your name?
JoJo's next, he said.
Okay, yeah. JoJo says, to be honest, though, no man should be dating until they know and understand how to be a man of righteousness, be a husband, a father, and what a wife is. Absolutely, I agree.
Well, I like that one, JoJo. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. $4.99. Yes, sir. Thank you.
And then, okay, he said they running because they're not serious. That's it. Okay, yeah, I read that one.
You read that one.
There's one, Gracious Greatness at 850.
You read that one? Yeah.
Yeah, I read that one. Yeah. Yeah, it's
you don't see it.
The next one at 8. Yeah, the next one at 850. Okay. There we go. So it says $5 super chat. Gracious Greatness. Thank you again. Y'all gonna get a lot more foreign money I'll be sending. And y'all said, oh, anyway, some of KS comments didn't seem to align with scripture.
It doesn't.
Okay. Now, then we had another. Oh, this one right here, something else. Andre said, well, Clement, you'll never know until you have a serious conversation. But they don't know her, Black Man Unfiltered. Sherelle, Sherelle, let's talk. Just to see, no strings attached. First, watch this. First, do you believe in God and Jesus? He done shot his shot. Let's see.
I'ma run it every time.
Hell yeah. Sherelle done ran, I think. What's it?
I'ma run it every time.
Is she still here?
I hope so.
Don't worry. I know how to find you, Sherelle. I know how to find you. I know how to find Sherelle. Don't worry about it, Al.
Yeah.
Right, I got you. But yeah, this is a couple of things.
She just replied. Wait a minute, it's a love connection. She just said, I do believe in God and Jesus. Wait a minute. Come on, Andre. Come on through, Andre. I love it. Let's go.
You girl. Listen, this is so sweet. But listen, this has been some good stuff that has been said in these. Black man, you helping me out. I know you're gonna be busy tomorrow, but tune in, put your headphones on, act like you lost your mind and you just talking. You know what I'm saying?
If you open up the lines, I'll be on.
Yeah, just act like you're talking, crazy and stuff tomorrow. And don't nobody know what you're doing. Act like you're losing your mind. Be like, what, girl? What? Just throw some of that in there.
Yeah. But
so listen, tomorrow I need y'all there. Make sure all of you all come at 3:30 Eastern if you can. I know it's a little early, but we're trying out different times. SB is doing something different. 3:30 Eastern, Miss J. Monroe will be on the show. She is one of the first people that I have seen on TikTok or that has come out, first women has come out and said, listen, I'm taking accountability for my life. I did wrong in my 20s. I did wrong in my early 30s. I knew how to do this and do this and do this, but I didn't know how to love, but I want marriage now. She went viral with her video. She had these tears coming down her face. Now listen, we are house divided because black men say, F them tears. You ain't say that like that though. You ain't say it like that. But I said, oh no, black man, we need to end the show because Miss Monroe has set us free. But I'm an emotional woman, so I went for her and I'm going to support it and we're going to find out tomorrow. But let's what, you know.
And the truth about it is, y'all.
Go. Jay, I'm with you, girl. I'm with you, girl. But we're going to talk tomorrow.
I'm hurting y'all because I want to be loved. I want marriage. You know, a lot of us get on here, we act tough, and we be like, I don't want a man, I don't need a man, but I want help.
You see that, y'all? She apologized. Black man.
I want somebody I could be vulnerable with. The problem is, and I'm not crying, y'all, because I'm sad. I'm crying, y'all, because it's like a release right now. But the problem for me, y'all, is that all the relationships that I had with men were not about love. It was about survival for me. I know how to fuck. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I know how to seduce a man. I do not know how to love a man. And then to have a son, because of those choices that I was making, y'all, and I got pregnant really fast. I got pregnant within 90 days of knowing my baby daddy. And we don't talk about this shit. It's embarrassing.
Hey, she already told you what she was.
Straight to.
All right. That's enough. Anyway, listen, we're going to be talking to her tomorrow because black man, I got to tell you something. I ain't going to tell you right now. I'm going to let you go.
Security boss, let me tell you something.
Yes, sir.
Now I want to give you some information that
Let me write it down because I'm trying to tell you.
I'm gonna tell you something. This lady, before these tears, you do understand that this lady just wrote a book.
What? Wrote a book?
Write it down. Write this down. Tomorrow, ask her. Listen, how's your book sales coming?
I'm not gonna talk to you no more.
She just wrote a book. I just want maybe she can promote her book.
No
maybe she can.
I can't talk to you. Look, I said I can't talk to you no more. You're gonna make her quit. You're gonna make her darn. I gotta. Come on now. I'll talk to you about this later. I gotta say a couple of words to you off camera, but you know what? We're gonna leave it right there. I need you in the background. But anyway, I think she just dropped the mic because she said, I'm taking accountability for everything. I did this, I did that. Now I'm just trying to I'm just trying to find out once she has the counseling, she's very humble with speaking, and she's done all the work. Will she then qualify for a good man? That's where we are now. And this is why we're asking these questions, because like we are house divided 60-40. 60 say, I ain't going for the tears. I'm not going for it. 40 are saying, hey, I'm gonna work with her. I grace people. Somebody work with me one day. So, I'm trying to figure out if it's real. Right. So we're gonna find out tomorrow if it's real. We're gonna ask the tough questions. And you know what? I think it's some little research I need to do. And black man, would you please go ahead and read that super chat for me, sir?
Absolutely. We got a $10 super chat from Clement Gray. He says, I'm not interested in dating anyone, trying to keep myself out of getting a divorce for a second time, but have experience dealing with women and the games they play, and I'm not with it anymore.
Oh, Mr. Gray, I don't have to change your mind about that. I want everybody to be married that wants to be, but you said you didn't want to be. But listen, I'm gonna tell you like I tell these women that tell me that all the time. If you had a good woman, you wouldn't think that way. And I understand where you at though, because a bad woman or a bad man in a relationship could ruin your outlook on the actual on marriage. So I agree, but I'm praying that you find or that a good woman comes your way, because I think all men and all women need that. So you get the super chat. The money line. Thank you for your super chat. You get the money line.
Going up, decline. Money line. I'ma run it every time.
Give me line.
Going up, decline.
I know we're about to get out of here. However, He said I didn't read his second super chat, and I want to make sure JoJo get his second super chat read. So I found it. 8:47 p.m. JoJo said, "Folks don't understand how important it is for both genders to be virgins until thoughts and feelings get involved, and the children repeat the same acts."
JoJo, we understand so well, but it's not taught. There's no examples. I ain't gonna say no, but the examples are minimum. We don't have examples of wives. We don't have good examples of good wives, good husbands. We're now trying to start something here by being the example of being, you know what, JoJo, just talking about marriage. This is not this option of being married is not something that people even talk about. Am I right, black man?
Right.
They go for what? They go for single, what they call it? Baby mama with
baby
an
mom. Yep.
No, what they call it with the option to have a baby? Oh, single by choice.
Yeah, single by
baby
choice.
Mama by choice or whatever.
Which is a lie.
Yeah, but they tell a lot of lies. But anyway, that's the option. People would rather change the laws in child support, which I know they would, which we need to, but we're trying to say, look, let's don't get caught up in the system. Let's fight it on the front end so we won't have to get caught up on it on the back end. But these are all different. Let me say this, JoJo. I don't know what me and Black Man Bolo and Sir Hale talk about. We don't know if there's much money in this because this ends the circular argument. This gives solution to the problem.
Right.
And we've noticed, I don't know, Black Man, you ain't never talked about it, but I've noticed that the argument continues to go in a circle. It's the black man's fault. It's the black man's fault. And the black men are saying, yeah, it's the woman's fault. It's the woman's fault. Instead of ignoring those ones that ain't no good.
Yeah.
Ignoring them. Just ignore them. The man that doesn't want to be the husband, we ain't got to talk to him. The woman that does not want to be a wife, she's not included. And they shouldn't even be a part of the good conversation. They should not be. Because there's so many people that are trying or that would love to be married and love to have the nuclear family. They need the examples. They need to be incentivized. They need to listen. We just found out today that darn child care is $700 a week. Are you telling me we don't need to incentivize the married woman with a daycare bill like that?
And I don't know no single woman that can handle that bill. You choose, like all these women out here, I choose to be single. Okay. You choose to be single and a single mom and paying $600, $700 a week. Okay.
Well, I don't think a single woman would do that. I'm talking about the couple. I ain't trying to incentivize that for no single woman, but I'm just saying the married couple that has the one child that is a little short or whatever. Why can't we incentivize them for their kids to have that private school experience that they can come out and be scholars and very productive children so they won't end up at some funeral situation? You know what I'm talking about? With a gun in their hand.
Right.
Because everybody had enough time to put that balance into them. Father and mother, we had a chance to put it in them because we didn't have to stress out about the daycare bill. Why we can't incentivize marriages?
Yep, exactly. I agree.
So, Mr. Gray, Black Man, can you read that for me?
Absolutely. He said, SB, how do you hold on to a marriage when the other party is acting stupid?
Okay, so let me tell you how it goes. Marriage is bigger than the parties that are involved. My marriage was based on a covenant that I have with my creator, Jesus the Christ, God. So I don't ever want to disappoint God. I never want to be in a position where I disappoint him. Now, my husband is a man. He's flawed. He may run into many troubles. I may run into many troubles. So it could happen to any one of us at a given time. So in the meantime, if my husband has fallen away, it is my job to stand in that gap for him, for however long it takes to get him back on the track, And I happen to think that kind of marriage or that kind of trust in the Father gives that man what he needs to be that man.
Right.
See, I think when men accomplish things, they makes them the better man. I've seen my husband just like glow when he does things that he didn't think he could do or accomplish things that he wasn't able to do 5 years ago. You kind of get what I'm saying?
You encourage that, yeah.
Yeah, and then to Mr. Gray, having a woman to trust you is an outstanding feeling. Someone that you can trust, really trust, that's an outstanding feeling. So we just have to stand in the gap for each other. But that is a principle that you come into the relationship with. I don't know if you can honestly, excuse me, if you can honestly give somebody that gift later on. I don't know this within marriage. I'm saying, I don't know if you can come in and one of y'all believe and the other one don't believe, then later on, both of y'all believe. I don't know if that's possible or not. We both had the same principles coming in. He had a plan. He too believed, you know what I'm saying? So for us to fall away, it's natural because we're human. This humanity. we live here in this world too, but we are very conscious of where we live. We are conscious of so many things and so many what would you call them, red flags or red flags, things that can have. We're very conscious. I'm very conscious of social media and what it does. I'm very conscious of influences and how it influences. So many people run around here unconscious. So what some people would call them sleep, and y'all probably heard of it being sleep, which is more of a spiritual, I think, term would say we're asleep. I'm not asleep. I'm very much woke, and I pay attention to everything, and I flee the appearance, and Mr. Boss flees the appearance, and it's real to us. And I think, you know, and I recognize stuff, and I think you have to have that type of relationship with a woman in order to be in a relationship that lasts for a long period of time, Mr. Gray. But you have to so into that. It ain't about no happiness. Because you know what, any day, anybody can be under attack. I mean, shoot, you know that you could go to work and I can go to work at a man with a 6-pack, 6 figures, all that could be sitting right beside me, smelling good. And I might have to come home and tell my husband, you know what, I don't need to be working there. I don't need to go there. I need to go somewhere else, you know?
Right.
You know, and he needs to trust that, you know what, my wife came to me and said that this and this and this and this. It doesn't mean that she failed, but she's saying she don't feel comfortable in this environment. See, those are real conversations. And then guess what? He pulls me out of it or whatever. I don't need to go there. He might go, oh, I had a conversation for you, or whatever needs to be done.
Right.
Y'all need to do it. And you asked the question coming in too about what do you do about the ones that you already have? Listen, you don't have to always live out of order. At some point in time, you say, you know what? I got to get this together. And then you yourself would consult whatever it is your higher power is on how to get this together. And you put those things in play and walk them out. If that's indeed what you want, you'll walk it out. You're not going to be perfect at it, but you just got to get a woman to follow you. And I just think if a man is on his plan, he's trusting the Father and he's doing the right thing, a woman will fall for you in everything that you do. That's why I say you don't have to say to a woman, you're going to be submissive to me. This is why you don't have to say those things. So can you read that for me, black man?
$2 from Clement Gray again. Thank you, Clement. I know it's not about happiness. Tell her that.
Listen, you're right. You're right. And it's about influence. Who is she surrounding herself with? Have we had these conversations, or are we pointing the fingers? What are you doing, Mr. Gray? I'm not trying to call you out now. So I don't want to do this here right now. But Mr. Gray, you have to do what you want to do. You have to make your marriage what you want it to be. And it's going to take work. If y'all haven't lived in this structure, disciplined life the whole time you've been married, it's hard to add that structure to it because she'll be sitting back there. So since when you start caring about what I do? Now we'll fight it, but she'll like it. She'll fight it because now you're showing a different set of interest. You know, sometimes men be like, look, I'm going to the smoke shop Friday night with the boys. Say, for instance, you give up the Friday night with the boys to come and sit on the couch and rub her feet. I'm just giving an example of something. So now we just did something different. No, it ain't all about her, but I'm just saying what you're doing home now. You got to, you know, it's different things are happening because you're implementing different things, and you have to do whatever it is you want to do for your marriage. You got to fight for it. I fights for mine. You have to fight for it because we're people. You can get bored. I hate that word. We grown folks shouldn't be getting bored, but you can lose interest. You can be tempted. You can be depressed. You can have all these different emotions, and all this could take you out of the marriage. You know what I mean by that? It can all of that can take you out of the marriage. You have to stay dialed in, and you have to know what's going on within. You got to pay attention to yourself, and she has to pay attention to you too. So that means you're building into the relationship. You all are becoming one every single day. She's knowing you and you're knowing her. And when she's off, you know she's off. or whatever, you got to fix it. Go get some counseling. The counselor say something real crazy. It'd be so lightweight. And you'd be like, duh.
Right.
There's something real simple. And you'd be like, what?
What? Exactly.
Look, close the door.
Mhm.
They'll say something real simple. And you'd be like, man, you'd be making you feel so stupid. Like, how come me and my husband couldn't figure that out at home? You know why? Because I was pointing the finger at him and I couldn't even see the door was open.
Exactly.
He pointed the finger at me and he couldn't even tell the door was cracked.
Exactly.
Go into counsel say close the door, and you be like, I never thought of it. I never thought of it.
We paid for this.
I know. And then you be like, I got it now. I ain't going back.
Yeah, I ain't going back now.
I ain't going back. It's just that simple. It's all about what you want.
Right.
And I know we get angry. I know you get mad. I know you get angry. I know it get hard. but you married her, so that's somebody that you wanted to spend your life with. You just got to go back and figure out how to make it right. And the same for her. Tell her to watch these videos. Heck, I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to come up with the conversation. I appreciate you because you made us have some really good content tonight. And I appreciate the fact that you're here week after week following us and talking with us. So thank you so much, Mr. Gray, for doing that. And thank you so much for your super chats. So listen, guys, I know it's time to go over to Black Man. I know he's recapping something tonight. Black Man, what you recapping?
Well, tonight I'm doing a reaction video on Mondays. That's what I do after we get done.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, the title of the show is I'm 15, I want 2 babies and child support. We'll be reacting to the young lady and the school teacher that had the discussion with the 15-year-old girl that says she doesn't want marriage, but she wants to have 2 kids so she can get money from having kids.
Okay, so this hasn't happened yet. This is what she wants.
Yeah. They were asking her what they want. And she said, I want to have 2 kids.
Okay.
And the lady asked her, okay, you want to be married? She said, no, I don't want to be married. She said, why wouldn't you want to be married? She said, because if I'm married, I can't get child support.
Now tell me something. Now I want you to be honest with me. Don't you want to hide your son somewhere under a rock and don't let him come out?
Absolutely.
He could run into that girl right there on the street. He could run into her. And he won't even know she think like that. And that could ruin his whole life.
Yep.
He'll be in the system before he know it.
Oh, look at Clement. Clement said it's because of you, Security Boss, and BMU podcast while I hold on. Thank you.
I can't sit still.
Continue to do so. Let her come over. Listen, invite her over one time. Let's talk about it. We just want to have conversations, and sometimes it requires a third person or 4 people. That can 2 others, I should say.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's just a conversation, just keeping it light. Thank you so much, though, for your super chat. All right, Black Man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I love you, Mr. Boss, dearly beloved.
Thank you.
All right, man.
So,
hey, you know what?
listen, don't forget about tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern. Jay Monroe. She's gonna tell us about the tears, y'all.
And Security Boss, you gotta do your. Ooh, I can't wait. I may be at the job, and they be like, "What is it hollering for?"
You better act like you got a twitch. If you do something real irrational, just lay out on the floor and act like something wrong. you gotta look. Wait a minute now. We always looking for BDAs though.
Yeah.
So don't win the award next Monday now.
I know.
Don't win, but we always looking.
Always looking. Who's the best contestant?
Keep your eyes open, man. Keep your eyes open.
I will.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you, guys.
See y'all later.
Why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul on the road.
See, I've been lost in my thoughts, and my thoughts they too are scared to usher you off. Sorry, Mom, I just thought you were my world. Now you're not, and I'm just sitting, smoking, sloping in the days, cause my days ain't been the same since I drove here. I remember the way you wrote letters in blue ink. You and me was in love. Think about what your crew think. I know your moms probably think I'm a bastard. Your pops probably want to beat my death and take a in my casket. But I got sick of fighting, bickering, fussing over nothing, cussing. Instead of watching the death of discussions that we once had, days that we once spent in the backseat of our cars, reading poets at sunset. It's funny how love can fall out the foreground, get pushed into the back of your mind. We used to twist a spliff and laugh and relax. Are you crying? And I'm trying to find the reason, so I ask, does forever ever happen? Or is it always fade to black? I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road. I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road.